could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
You're watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
Why don't you set aside an hour or two? We'll have a few drinks and a cup of coffee. I don't drink.
Hey, you're watching Poindexter.
You are watching Poindexter Lounge.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. I'm choking on chicken.
Now I'll make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. Do you like nerd stuff? Yeah? Then you'll love this. You never know what might happen or who might show up at the lounge.
I just want to thank you for being here and being my friend. It's always good to have someone you could count on, and I'm glad you're that for me.
Poindexter, you're getting all excited.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Vet, and it is good to have each and every one of you in the lounge with me tonight. Now, look, if you've just stumbled across our little program and it's late at night, it's 1:10 a.m. in the Eastern time zone, and maybe you're just stumbling through YouTube, you're just looking for something, and you saw that some guy was live, you saw that something was live called Poindexter Lounge. You're like, I'm going to check this out. Or maybe you're on Twitch and you've been watching gamers, you've been watching all this stuff, and all of a sudden you see this Poindexter Lounge thing, and you just click on it, and you're wondering what it's all about. Listen, it's really simple. This is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and my crew can get together and talk about all the things that we love. Things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and so much more. And if those are things that get you excited, if those are things that cook your goose, as it were, then hey, please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you can join this growing group of nerds. Also, if you thought you were subscribed, make sure that you resubscribe. What do I mean by that? YouTube has been doing some weird things, and not just to me. I've been touting this for a couple of weeks now. Well, more than a couple of weeks. It's been like over a month and a half now. YouTube's been doing this to me, but now it's been doing it to other people, other streamers that we know, people that we stream with and do things with and support. And so they're starting to discover the same things I am. Is YouTube is unsubscribing a lot of people. I noticed today, our good friend RJ. Had a very special day today. RJ, Resident Justice, he went over 1,000 subs. And it was funny because he was over 1,000 subs at the start of his 1,000 sub anniversary, like celebration party thing. Once it started, he was under 1,000. And there were a couple people who were actually on the panel even who were unsubscribed. I think William was there and he was unsubscribed. So just make sure that you're subscribed. All right. And we appreciate you for it. All right. So, and if you haven't subscribed already, please join our growing group of nerds. It's awesome. Also, follow us on social media. We are on all of the stuff. We're on all of the stuffs. So all those links are in the description below. You can find them there, and you can follow us, and we can keep the conversations going long after these videos are done. And I want to say a special shout out to everybody who watches, on the replay. I don't talk about this a lot, but it's funny because, the people who are with us overnight, we do these overnight shows. A lot of people end up in the chat and stuff. And so I always love the chat. I always tell people, man, the chat is amazing when it comes to our community here at the Poindexter Lounge. But, there's a lot of people who never even interacted with the chat. They watch the show, they listen to the show, maybe they listen live even, but there's a lot of people who listen the next day because, they're sleeping right now. And so while they're at work, they put us on and they listen to us like a podcast or something like that. And so thank you to everyone who does that. That's, first of all, that's just really, really cool. And we really appreciate you. But a lot of times I get, DMs from people who never post in the comment section, never are in the live chat, and they thank me for the show, and they share some personal stuff with me. People have shared things with me about the passing of loved ones and how much the show means to them, and how the little bit of encouragement that I try to give anyways, to everybody who watches, not just our overnight streams, our live streams, but also, when I do my nerd encouragement streams, on my way to work in the morning. And so I just want to say, I get a little touching for a moment, but I really mean it when I say I really appreciate all of you. All right. So I appreciate all of you guys who are here overnight and watch us live and you interact. And it's great to see you guys in the chat and do all those things. And then, but then it's also great to see the people who watch the show the next day, or even, even a couple of days later. So, and like I said, go support RJ, man. RJ just went over 1,000 subs. He ended up by the time, I think a few people on the stream and like in the chat ended up making up for it and like put him back over 1,000. I think he was like at 1,002 because he was like at 1,010 when he started and did the stream. And then he ended up at like 95 or something like that. And so then, he ended up back over. So if you haven't subscribed to RJ, go over there to Resident Justice and support that guy, because he's a good guy, and we appreciate him. A couple other things that I gotta say right off the bat. Of course, we always are thankful for the support of our patrons. Thank you guys so much for all that you guys do. We're very, very thankful for you guys, and of course, everyone who gives super chats and supports the channel that way. We never expect anybody to give anything, but when you do, it's very much, we're very much thankful for it. And of course, all of our members, and our members keep growing. We're well over 50 members now. And if you haven't signed up for membership, I invite you to do that. That's a way that you can support the channel. But I want to direct your attention to that second row there, fourth one down. That's Frank E. And I mentioned this at the end of the stream last night because I was doing some stuff and I forgot to mention at the beginning of the stream. But Frank E took advantage of something that we've explained. Like YouTube is great. I'm not, you won't see me on here complaining a lot about YouTube takes a percentage of the super chat and this and that. Look, they provide a service. They provide a platform that I can even receive a super chat, right? So you can always debate on how much they should take, but that's something else. But the thing is, we also have, for people who want to support the channel, we have an option in the in the description of the video where we do have a PayPal, we do have a Cash App link, things like that. And so you're always welcome to take advantage of that. And we do get more of that than the super chats even, but the super chats serve a very important role. And that is I'm able to highlight your comment, like if you send a comment via PayPal, I can't highlight it, in the show. And so as long as that's understood, but however, it's just appreciated. It's never expected. But Frank E, he did something. He actually 2 nights ago during the stream and didn't tell me that he did it in the middle of the stream, so I wasn't aware of it until afterwards. But he dropped $100 on the PayPal, and so look, that blows me away that people support it. And he just said, "Hey guys, keep up the good work." And so, Frank, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you, and just wanted to get that out there and make sure that everybody was aware of that and knew that Frank had blessed us that way, because look, we really appreciate it. And of course, tomorrow night when we stream, we will give this bad boy away right here, Batman Unmasked. So anybody who is a patron, a member, or gives a super chat at any time, you are in the running for this bad boy right here, courtesy of Benson's Mark over at Benson's Emporium. He provided this for us. So we got some really cool stuff going forward. We got a Batman, the Long Halloween comic, that we're giving away. And then after that, we've got Zack Snyder's Justice League on Blu-ray. So we got some cool giveaways coming up. So thankful to everyone out there. We really appreciate all of you. Real quick, before we just get started, Anthony Beltre says, hey, hello, Enosh. How was your day? I think it was Walter Hamada who leaked the Black Adam suit and the Hawkman helmet, but it looks fire, both of them. Who knows? Who knows who leaked that stuff? But we'll talk about it. Here, Todd Fair says, all hail Feige. You guys will go back and forth on that one. Let's see. Abhijit says, hi lounge, good evening. He says, I just saw the trailer for Teeth. It's in my watch list now. Oh no. So if you don't know what that's all about, last night we were talking about our favorite horror movies in the last hour of the show, and the movie Rhea mentioned the movie Teeth, which let's see, it's the first hour of the show. So I want to, here's the thing. Teeth is basically the story of a young girl who discovers that she has a special superpower, that a part of her body has teeth. And for a man, that could be very scary, especially for jerk off guys, like, jerk guys who want to take advantage of women. And they get their comeuppance, I guess. Yeah. So it's kind of a rough watch for some people, but yep, I saw that movie a long time ago, and then I actually introduced Tiffany to that movie. So that's what he's talking about there. What's up, Dad Dude Vince? Says, hey, it's a Poindexter overnight on a night I don't have to work overnight. Inception inbound. Nice. Let's see. What's up, Jared? Good to see you, Jared. I love that pop. I love that dark side pop, man. That's really cool. What's up? Efren says, Enosh, what's good, homie? God bless you. And with the voice, brother, keep talking for all of us. Hey, man, you know what? We just all got to keep going, man. Just all got to keep going for sure, bro. And we keep it going. You do suck. Good to see you. Says, what's up, everybody? Good to see you in the chat tonight. Of course, he's over there on Twitch as well. So if you can open up Twitch and go over there and support us on Twitch, every little bit helps over on Twitch too. You have a couple windows open. What's up, Geek Studios? So good to see you, Geek Studios. I hope you're doing well, bro. Oh my gosh, it's my friend Cole. What's up, Cole? Good to see you. One of the nerd queens right there, that lady. There's some royalty in the chat tonight. That's awesome. She goes, what's up, broski? I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm doing a lot better than I was this morning. I tell you what, after the stream last night, I went to bed and I woke up this morning. I just wasn't feeling good. I was feeling kind of sick to my stomach. My son Landon stayed home twice from school last week. And then yesterday, yesterday. What day is it today? Yeah. So Monday, Logan came home early from school with upset stomach. And so I guess it was my turn. And so I ended up staying home, but I got a lot of rest today. Slept most of the day, and then our power went out, and but it came back on, and so here we are. And so hey, it's good to have you in here, Cole. Yes, this is a Chicago Cubs hat that I'm wearing. I still got to get my Chicago video edited, and to do it, I'm probably just going to have to like adjust some of my time that I do for live streams and stuff like that, and just put it into editing. I hate editing. Editing takes so long, man. It's like sand for Anakin, right? Yeah, RJ lost it, but he got it back, I think. We'll ask him in just a second. He's actually on the show. So we'll ask him here in just a second. Absolutely, says had to make sure the Nerd Queens was following the homie RJ. Absolutely. We love RJ. Speaking of RJ, we'll just bring RJ in. What's up, RJ?
Hey, what's up, Enosh?
You're the nerd. You got the support of the Nerd Queens, man. You got 1,000 subs, dude. You're on your way, man.
I know. Today's been a great day. Sora is in Smash Brothers, and nothing but greatness and stuff going on, man. It's been awesome.
Yes. Let's see. It's an RJ party. Ain't no party like an RJ party because an RJ party man. Don't stop. Let's see. What's up, Pelican? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, bro. We are talking some Marvel stuff tonight, so Todd should be excited. Todd should be happy. We're talking some
yeah. Well, what did you say? It's gonna be a pro Marvel stream or something?
Yeah. I told my group. I said it's gonna be a pro Marvel stream. Imagine that. Yes, I believe it's called. It's something dentata. I don't think it's vaginal dentata. But it's something like that. I can't remember what the.
I don't know. Well, seeing that word Vaguda just made me think of Hakuna Matata.
So hey, there's Frank. What's up, Frank? Love you, man. Thank you so much, bro. Glad you're catching the show tonight, man. Really appreciate you, man. And I would tell anybody if at any time anybody decides to use that option, like I say, like I wouldn't know until the show was over, and I'm, on my phone and stuff. So if anybody ever does give anything to any of those other options, whatever, let me know because I'll definitely read whatever you say, on the air and stuff. And I want people, I want people to know that we care, that we're very thankful for you. Todd Fair here with a $5 super chat. Wow, Todd, thanks, bro. Says, do you think Eternals might be one if the greatest movies ever? Not just as a comic book movie, but one of the greatest ever.
That's a high standard.
My answer to that is no. I'll be honest with you. Like, I may skip Eternals and just go straight to Spider-Man. If I see Eternals, I
can't do that. I can't skip a Marvel movie. I can't.
I say that, but I know I'm probably going to get drug out to Eternals, even though I really honestly like, and I'm not being facetious. I'm not being whatever. I just really don't have any.
Well, I said before on previous streams, this is going to be one of the few times I go into a Marvel movie knowing absolutely nothing about the source material. I know nothing about the Eternals whatsoever, but I'm very curious to check it out and see what they're doing with it, because I know about Celestials and stuff, but like, I know Icarus. I know who Icarus is. I think I kind of know who Cersei is. I know who Dan Whitman, the Black Knight, is. That's really it. Everything else, I know nothing about Eternals.
Okay, the Black Knight is to the Eternals with the drummer for whoever that one Beatle that didn't make it or got fired before they got famous. That's pretty much what the Black Knight is for the Eternals, as far as what you need to know. I know they have a version of him in this movie, but go back and look up Jack Kirby's The Fourth World. Start there. Start with The Fourth World.
Don't worry, Cole. We got some DC news too. It's interesting though. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Well, Enosh, here's what I'd say, Enosh. I know you're thinking you'll probably skip it. The reason I would say don't, though, is because it seems like this movie is going to be probably the most important thing to the MCU going forward since Loki. And William can attest to that, because William's been talking about the Celestials, the importance of like what that movie's setting up. So,
so I would like to point out something.
What the hell is this?
It's once again. Look,
oh wow,
I'm
this again?
Flattered.
It's ever since you went on Max's stream. What the hell?
I know. I'm flattered. I'm flattered that you think this of me. Okay, so I am going to read it. I am going to read this one because this one actually, they think that this actually like bothers me. But Enosh has all the signs of a beta male, small in stature.
Small and in charge.
Trust me, buddy. I wear a size 15 ring. I wear a size 15 shoe.
Jesus. Dude, I'm
6'1",
I'm 14 and a half.
I'm 6'1", 270 pounds. There ain't nothing small in stature about this guy right here.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, you can ask my wife. Sims for The Last Jedi? Yeah, I do. Because The Last Jedi is amazing. And only smart people get that sometimes.
The movie's been out for 4 years. Move on.
Get over it. Move on it if you don't like it. Drink soy milk. I've never drank soy milk in my life.
What is that about? That's nasty.
It's because soy.
I know. I like a good 2% myself, actually. When I do drink milk, and join our fan club. You will love. If you join my fan club, you will love it because we have a good time, and we're not worried that like we're like literally going on people's streams making up screen names over and over and over, getting blocked over and over again for being dumb. Hashtag cuck. Don't say that about yourself, man. Don't, dude. That's not cool, man. Like, you should think better.
Love yourself,
because ain't nobody else doing it apparently. Because you got this much time. Hashtag soy. Hashtag SJW. So jerkwad. Find somebody else, because this ain't it.
You've been trying 2 nights in a row.
I'm sure you got better things to do with your time than worry about me. All right. Enosh is just fine, and trust me. Enosh takes care of things at home. You don't got to worry about Enosh being anything but who Enosh is.
We need these visuals. We need these visuals.
But back to what I was saying though, like I know you're thinking about skipping Eternals. I understand why, because it's like you're not familiar with the characters. It looks kind of boring. But it might be the most important thing for the MCU since Loki. So it's like you might have to go see it. You might have to.
Even more so than that, because it ties all this together. Like I was telling you before, this multiverse thing is just a doormat to the house. It's not something that's going to be heavily.
It's not sticking around for like tons of stories and years. Yeah.
But for what they're doing with both the One Who Remains and the Celestials, connects a lot to where they can rewrite their universe going forward and use the stuff that they want to. They can bring in characters with this next thread of characters that they haven't had access to before. With the Celestials, with Kang, Immortus, all these things are tied together. If anybody's unfamiliar with the source material, just go back and read Jack Kirby's Eternals #1 and go from there. There's an omnibus out there. I mean, you can get it for $10-15 that gets you going on what they are, and how they got their powers.
I hope Eternals is a good movie. I think it could be a sleeper hit. Like, no one's expecting it to actually be like anything special or good, but people come out from it like, oh, this is actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
You know,
this is one of the movies. Like I said, I can skip a Marvel movie. I'm not going to go see Shang-Chi until it hits Disney Plus on the 7th, and I just wasn't compelled to. The character itself never compelled me.
I mean, you just gotta wait another month. So
yeah. So and you know, so I can skip a Marvel movie. This one in particular, I think so many things are attached to it going forward that I don't think people are paying attention to it because they're singing Spider-Man, they're thinking Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, What If, all these things. And like I said, if you think in the long terms of things, of storytelling, if you follow all these things that they're flashing in front of your face to their ultimate conclusion, there's nothing to them as much as there is to the things that are in the peripheral. So I would recommend with this movie seeing it. You might be able to skip certain other movies that they got going on in town, but there's some sleepers. The Ant-Man, the Quantum thing, I think that's going to tie heavily into the bringing about of mutants because of the fact that their main enemy is Kang, and at the end of that movie, I probably think he's going to end up having to escape them and go back to ancient Egypt where he becomes Ramen Tut, and there's a particular mutant there that he's basically had his eye on from the future.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, and Apocalypse has done mass experimentations on what would become mutant kind, and he does so using celestial technology, which is in this movie coming up. So
yeah.
it's an important thing.
I give him one, Cherie. I give him one.
Give it one.
I give him one. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that dude Vince likes a good almond milk, though.
I just drink the straight.
Yes. I'm a big boy. Thank you so much.
Okay, are we literally doing comparisons?
Hey, no. Cherie just said it. I'm just going there. Todd with another $5 super chat says, Enosh, do you think that if they made another Justice League movie, that Tyler from Superman and Lois would make a good Superman? No.
Not in that setting,
No, not in that setting. Tyler.
He's a TV actor. That's the thing.
Yeah, he's okay for TV, Todd, but he is not in any way in shape for what. I already got into a fight this week with, and it was all this other guy. It was not even on me. I think I shared that at the end of last week. This guy he was talking about Tyler Hoechlin in the suit and trying to tell me that his suit isn't over padded. It's so over padded that it's comical. It's comical, okay? And the guy is not built anywhere near like someone like Henry Cavill is. I mean,
if they were going to do a new Justice League movie with a different Superman actor, they would probably do a recast and probably go with another unknown actor or a big name actor. They're not going to go with a TV actor who's predominantly... That's not disrespect to Tyler. It's just saying, he's... if you're on TV, you stick to TV. You're not going to make a jump to a movie. You're just not, you know?
Yep. And that's the thing. You know, that's really the thing. There's just not... there's really no comparison. He just doesn't have the... I don't mind him. And I actually like the Lois and Superman show.
I like it too. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've enjoyed what I watched so far.
I like it for what it is and where it is. It is perfect.
I mean, for where it is, it's better than most other CW shows. Just saying.
Yeah. And if I'm WB or whoever takes over again, I wipe out most of that universe and leave him, and I build a whole entire new CW universe
definitely.
on him.
Definitely,
and he's the anchor of that universe. And just like they did with what they did with it's the Arrowverse, it would be the Tylerverse or whatever you want to call it for me. But you would build those universes around him, and I think that's really, really.
I think it's about time the CW verse gets rebooted anyway or relaunches significantly. Relaunch it, because I think that new Green Lantern show is going to be its own thing, not connected to the movies. Just reboot the universe around that and that new Superman show. You know.
Yeah, they need to do some. And like I said, we're going to have to wait to see that because of the fact that you still have, this is what's going to make fandom so interesting. Most of it is just the only things I'm going to believe that are actually real are the things from Black Adam and the Flash, and those things that are being filmed already or that are already 3/4 of the way through. Anything that they're going to announce on fandom, I'm going to take with a grain of salt because a lot of it is these guys. That's their pitch to Hugh Zasloff.
Well, I think Blue Beetle and I think Batgirl are going to happen. I think those, I've said before, those movies are going to go into production early next year before the merger's even completed. Those movies are going to move very fast.
Merger could probably be, for all intents and purposes, completed before then, even if there's nothing signed. I think those projects will happen. I think they're going to get delayed, though. I think they're going to get pushed down to months down the road, simply because they won't make sense under new leadership. If you're bringing in new management and they have a plan in their head and they haven't had a full grasp of some of the stuff that's going out, you have to respect the fact that they may have an idea that they want to put in place. Now, I'm not saying that these other Blue Beetle and things may not happen, but they will happen in the context of a new boss, unless they kept Hamada, unless they kept Emmerich. But then again, name me how many mergers do that. Most mergers come in with their own crew because that's the whole reason why they did it to begin with. So
yeah, Spherical Man here has got a great point. Like Spider-Man saves, everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah, one free punch.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I was wondering what you guys were talking about. That
you know the Family Guy Spider-Man thing, right? Everybody gets one, right? You know that?
It's because there was a couple random episodes.
Yeah, there's like random. There was a random episode where, they did it a couple of times. One was when Family Guy first wasn't too long after Family Guy.
It was like
started,
the first season, yeah.
Yeah, and Peter's falling or whatever, and all of a sudden here comes Spider-Man and he saves Peter. Like he creates a web and he saves Peter. And he gets Peter and he's like, thanks, Spider-Man. And he's like, everybody gets one, Peter. Everybody gets one. And then they brought it back actually with the Simpsons crossover that they did. Mm-hmm. Because Homer is falling and Spider-Man saves Homer and then tells him everybody gets one. Jeez. Everybody gets one. Yes, Cole here says Tyler was better in Teen Wolf. I said
I never watched Teen Wolf.
I didn't either.
Not 1 minute.
Nope, I didn't watch that at all.
I said
let's see.
Yeah, Blue Beetle. You might be waiting for a summer of somewhere down the line on that one.
I'm telling you, man, because it's on HBO Max. I think it might happen fast.
I don't think they're going to get it in production that fast.
HBO Max needs the content, so I think they're going to let Blue Beetle and Batgirl slide.
Yeah, but I think they got a lot of shows though. I think that they got a lot of shows though.
Like what though? What's going to move the needle?
Well, wait till Raised by Wolves comes back.
Well, there's one big thing that the trailer just came out this morning is really all they need. Game of Thrones, the House of the Dragon.
Oh, House of Dragons. But couldn't you argue that the series, the last season of Game of Thrones, damaged the brand though?
No, because there was too much good in that show. The last season, and be honest with you, season 8 only sucked after episode 3.5. The first 3 episodes of season 8 of Game of Thrones are some of the best episodes of the entire show. Then it went off the road, and that's what people off because the way they ended that show wasn't consistent with the way that they built that show. A lot of the stuff that they built on, they just threw away or they rushed really quick because they were on their way.
Let me play catch up here real quick. Anthony Beltray with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Anthony, and a member. Awesome to see you here, buddy. It says I respect Henry and Tyler as Superman.
Each version of the character is valid.
Yeah, I think each one has their own validness to them. Cherie is absolutely right though. Henry still loves Superman, still wants to play Superman, and I still want him to play Superman. Todd here with $5 super chat says, Enosh, after the next Flash movie, do you think they will recast Ezra Miller? I've heard Ezra is not the most popular Flash.
Nah, where you heard that from?
No.
Well,
no, I mean, no.
Here's the thing. If the Flash movie fails, that's one thing, right?
Yeah, but no. They're gonna. One of two things is gonna happen. Okay, so this is how we have to look at it. One of two things are gonna happen. They're fully committed to this Flash movie, right? So they're putting everything they got into this Flash
because
movie.
It's their Hail Mary pass, really.
Yeah, it's their Hail Mary pass, and they're
hoping that can we keep our jobs when you guys take over?
Well, it's also meant to be the reset that they need to get a connected universe together, right?
But I will say this: Ezra Miller in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That Flash,
much better.
Oh, that Flash is like the best Flash ever.
I hated him in the theatrical cut. I did not like that performance whatsoever.
He's grating.
He's annoying. He's annoying.
It is amazing to me how vitally different Ezra Miller is in Zack Snyder's piece of work
and Ray Fisher.
Yeah. Oh, and Ray Fisher. I mean, Ray Fisher wasn't bad in his.
He was just barely in the movie.
He was just barely in the movie. He wasn't given anything. He wasn't given anything to do. Yeah, he just wasn't as involved. But they had the Flash like front and center, man, right in our face, and it was bad. It was just so bad. So the thing is that, you know what I feel about Ezra Miller, is people pan on Ezra Miller sometimes, but secretly, they kind of like him. This is what I've kind of noticed about people. When I talk to people in real life, like not on streams, not people who are in the know in our bubble, like that, people will tell me stuff like, yeah, like, they'll base it on the Justice League movie, first of all, and, and stuff. But then, like, when they've come back and seen Zack Snyder's Justice League and talk to me about it, they'll say things like, yeah, I really liked him in that movie, and I really want to see what he does going forward. So I think a lot of it's going to just depend upon how they portray the Flash in this movie. If they make him like this stupid, comical, bumbly, falling all over himself idiot like he was in Justice League, there's a good chance that they'll recast him. But if this movie is any good at all, they'll try to keep him around for at least another one. And I even heard a rumor that they were trying to sign him for a trilogy recently. So.
Well, here's what I would ask though. Let's say this Flash movie bombs, right? Let's say it's like such a financial disaster, it doesn't connect critically or financially, right? And you have a new manager under Zaslav who takes notice of this. Is there any chance Zaslav looks at that and says, maybe we need to reboot everything, or just focus on the Batman franchise for now, and then pivot later?
So here's the weird thing, though, RJ, and like I would normally say that. The problem is like right in that same. Well, I guess no, it's before that. I guess it depends upon how Black Adam does, because Adam.
But couldn't Black Adam be its own thing though? Like you just use Shazam. Like they're connected, but you could easily like retool it.
Here's what I think is going to happen.
You'd really have to retool that. Real quick, Bell Reed with a $1.99 super chat says, came by to say hello, Enosh. You're really cool, man. Thank you, Bell Reeve.
Bell.
I appreciate you, Bell. You're awesome.
Yeah,
Bell.
everyone go sub to Bell, by the way.
Yeah, go sub to Bell.
Again.
Go sub to Bell. Again, yes. Yeah, she had some issues this week with the whole YouTube sub issue, and so yes, make sure that you're sub to Bell. Today she was doing a watch party for the Long Halloween Part 2, and so I stopped by there and watched a little bit with her today. So
here's the thing. I think what's going to
happen. Like I said, I'm not saying I want it to fail. I'm just asking the question because it's like it is a concern because you have new management coming in.
Well, I think they're going to use that as a. I don't think they're going to use a lot of what's being done up to their run-up as anything that they're going to base their thing on other than to correct it. I think they will do an analysis of why. First thing, if you have something that fails that you didn't have anything to do with, we call an army an AAR, after action review, and you analyze it. It's an autopsy. What failed. And you can pretty much trace any DCEU failure back to some of the decisions that have made up to that point. Why did Suicide Squad not do well? So see, if Zaslav thinking, you know what, I want to delve into the Suicide Squad universe again, he has to first look at why this last one didn't do as well as it needed to do. And then you go back and you start looking at the original one that was cut up. You start looking at Birds of Prey. You start looking at decision makings made by the people who handed you this movie, and you correct those. I don't think it would be a point where they would reboot it to recast everything. I think they would still go forward with the names that they have now, because who has that time to start back over again with a bunch of unknowns that people are just going to be like, again, you're doing this again. So I don't think they're going to do that, but I think they'll hold an autopsy and correct what's been going wrong so far. And part of that is going to be removing the people who made these bad decisions. I mean, you only get so many bad decisions in any position that you're in, no matter if it's a liquor store. If you come up short at your register a bunch of times, you get fired. Yeah.
Hey, look who it is. You're absolutely right. And look who it is. That you got to be careful with this guy too, because like you only get so many chances with this guy, and this guy will fire you too. I do a Sunday show with this guy. So Dawson! Dawson!
We all love Dawson, even when he has a bad take about Michelle Pfeiffer.
I love Dawson. Dawson's my buddy. I love Dawson. Look at Dawson go.
That is still one of the funniest clips ever. I love that.
I just watch this like all night. This will just be the stream.
I hope not.
No.
But no, I think they're looking at what's going on, And I just think they're going to undo a lot of their stuff that they can. But I think the Flash, as far as them rebooting the Flash universe, I don't think the current people that are currently handling things are going to have anything to do with what goes on after that, regardless to how it does. It doesn't matter. I think that by the time that movie gets released, that's why I'm saying a lot of these projects that are getting announced, those are going to be delayed and pushed off because they're going to need somewhere to land, and they need to land without someone else's clutter. You don't want to buy your new house and deal with the old tenants, dirty clothes and sinks and whatever he ripped out as far as the plumbing goes. You need to clean it up and get it ready, and that's why I don't see Blue Beetle, Batgirl, a lot of these things that they're announcing. It makes it, unless Zaslav's crew is the one that was planning these, it doesn't make any sense. You're most likely going to push a lot of these people that have come up with all this out anyway. I mean, what are the odds that Emmerich and Sarnoff and all these guys are not going to get bought out or are going to, see what's coming and leave? And it just doesn't make any sense that they're even planning anything.
I don't know.
Real quick. So shout out to my guys here, and I love both of you. But I will say, listen, Todd and Integrity, you both love stuff passionately. Todd, you absolutely love the MCU. Integrity, you absolutely love Zack Snyder's Justice League, and you love the Snyderverse. There comes a time when we're not going to agree, and we're at that impasse. I know for a fact that you two are not going to come together on that. Okay? Because I'll be honest with you, as an outsider, you both are drinking the Kool-Aid sometimes. But I love you both. I love you both more than anything. I do.
It's oil mixing with water sometimes. Yes, that's okay.
I love you both, but you're at opposite ends of the spectrum. So just it's all good, guys. It's all good. I know that you guys don't have anything against each other, or whatever. But yeah, let's probably focus on something a little less. Look, Feud Who Sucks says we all know John Wesley Shipp is the best Flash.
Yeah, back when I was 15, he was, but he was the only Flash I had, and that show.
No. There was a Flash in that canceled Justice League pilot. Remember that TV show?
God.
Do you remember that? You guys remember that?
No, man, why you got to bring? There was a Green Lantern there too, but it's not that I wanted to see that anymore.
Legit,
Jesus,
one that actually hit the air and actually had some success, and that show was so far over budget. CBS, I mean, that was in 1990. You just did not spend the kind of money that they spent on each episode.
I wish they would have kept it going though.
No, back in that, and you did
that show.
Yeah, it was.
Whoa, RJ, you gonna tell me that you wish that they had kept that Justice League show going?
No, I'm talking about the Flash. The Flash.
Oh, I'm thinking you're talking about that.
No.
Look, RJ, I know you're a positive guy, dude. I know that you like stuff that seems like off the chain, but
not even that. No.
The John Wesley Shipp.
No, I'm talking about the John Wesley Shipp Flash. They would have kept that going longer.
It's very underrated. They made a lot of changes to it from the source material, obviously, but it's very underrated. I don't know what happened with that Justice League show.
It was bad.
In charge of this stuff lack creativity and are completely out of ideas.
It was just bad. It was bad.
They had the pilot and they said no, and thank God they said no.
Do you guys ever wonder what would happen if they made that Wonder Woman show on, what was it, NBC?
Have you seen it?
I've seen the pilot, I think.
Yes,
I've seen clips of it.
There's a lot of pilot, and and that's kind of cool that you can find the pilots to this stuff right here on.
Are they going to make an Aquaman show too?
Yeah, starring Justin Hartley as Aquaman. He went on to become Green Arrow, but it was supposed to be a spin-off from Smallville. And Padalecki, who played Wonder Woman, was in the Aquaman show.
I was spared.
Yeah, I know. Have you seen the Aquaman show? It had Ving Rhames in it. It was actually.
Who was Ving Rhames playing?
He was a guy. I can't remember who. It's been so.
Was he an Atlantean?
He might have been
a mercenary or something.
No, I think he was an Atlantean who was there to help AC. But here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. Okay, so it's Aquaman in the traditional sense of Aquaman, blonde hair, blue-eyed Aquaman, right? But Justin Hartley actually wasn't bad. Like that, I'll be honest with you, because at first it was called Mercy Reef because that's where it takes place, I guess. But like it was
so kind of like Smallville, where you name after the city.
Yeah, it was, but it was him becoming Aquaman and like him finding out that who he was because he didn't know who he was, and so it was him finding.
Oh, so it was before he knew about his heritage, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'll be honest with you, out of all of that stuff, you know, because I watched the Wonder Woman pilot with Padalecki, and everything about that was just bad. You can find that here.
It's very cheesy and just weird. Yeah,
it is. It's very cheesy and weird, and isn't Wonder Woman at all. I don't understand like why all of a sudden they think, well, because it's on TV, nobody will care about the content.
Well, network TV, network TV especially.
Yeah, but like to act like nobody cares about the actual content and like the history of a character just because it's on network TV is stupid to me. But whatever. But yeah, but that Aquaman show, I'll be honest with you, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened to a comic book character. You know, I mean, like some of these shows are, but and that's why they saw something in Justin Hartley, and the producers ended up making him Green Arrow. Which I'll be honest with you, hot take, I know. Give me Justin Hartley's Green Arrow over Stephen Amell any day.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Absolutely, 100%. 100%.
I'm never a fan of the Arrowverse. Was never a fan of the Arrowverse.
I wasn't either.
I like the first 2 seasons of Arrow.
I don't like any of Arrow. Like I tried.
Not even the second season?
Nope. I tried watching Arrow and I could not get into it. It just wasn't for me. But I love The Flash. I love The Flash, but every other show, and I watched Supergirl for the first season, and then I had to stop with Supergirl. But they ended up, engrafting that into the CW verse. But I even tried watching, Legends of Tomorrow or whatever, and it was like.
Legends of Tomorrow is like budget Doom Patrol. It's trying to be quirky and weird, but it does it the wrong way.
And I could not get into that either. So it's like now Stargirl, I'll be honest with you, I'm not mad at Stargirl. I haven't started season 2 yet. But I actually
there was a weird episode with season 2 that just came out that people were talking about.
Really?
Yeah, it deals with a lot of like racial stuff. It was like some people were like, Jeff Johns, what are you doing with this episode? I think he wrote it. It's like,
that's interesting. I just learned something. Speaking of Jeff Johns, I just learned something interesting about He-Man with a guy that I'm looking to have here on the channel sometime who does toys. He worked for Mattel on the Masters of the Universe toy line. And he was talking about how they were releasing because they had a direct to consumer like monthly subscription for like this line of Masters of the Universe toys, these He-Man toys, and so they call and it was under their Matty Collector thing. So you pay a subscription and then you could buy these toys, right? That were only for people who signed up for the subscription. Well, here's the interesting thing: is Mattel charged him with finding with making 4 new characters that didn't exist already in the Masters of the Universe line. So the first thing he did was he contacted the people who actually created He-Man way back in the day. And if you've seen any of the documentaries on Netflix, and I invite you to watch them, one I think is called The Power of Grayskull, and then even The Toys That Made Us, like you'll see that those people can't. That and My Little Pony, nobody agrees on who invented the stuff. Like it's really funny. The My Little Pony one is absolutely hilarious. Yes, I watched the My Little Pony Toys That Made Us. I'm sorry.
It's part of the series. I mean,
I know. I loved it too. But it's funny because they can't make up their mind like who invented the toy or like who made it and stuff. And so like all those guys came back and said, nope, sorry, we're not going to do it. So then he went to comic book artists, and everybody turned him down except for Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns was the only one who agreed to make him that he would make one, and then they passed on that completely. And the guy ended up just making one that he invented when he was a kid. Real quick though, Todd here with a $5 super chat says, Enosh, since Robert Pattinson is the new Batman and future of the franchise. No, buddy. Do you think that he will be in a Justice League movie? No. That universe, man, Todd. That universe is all to itself. Like literally, they're just getting that started. That's a one-off. Just like the Joker is not going to be, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is not going to be in a Justice League movie either. It's a completely separate thing. I get it that you're a Marvel fan. I don't know how much you know about DC, but DC has these Elseworld stories, and it has these one-offs and stuff, and the Black Label, whatever. Robert
Listen,
Pattinson
the only way this would
it.
happen, the only way this would happen is that they literally said the Batman is a smash success and all these other movies failed. Let's build a universe around him, and they rolled a dump truck full of money to Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson. Like, a lot of money. So, it's going to be its own standalone thing, which I'm fine with. I prefer it that way.
Yeah. And you write Batman differently when he's on his own versus you whether it be in comics or in movies. When you write Batman as he relates to team members in a community, they write him differently, and it's been that way for decades because there's different traits about his character that are relevant to a group setting that are not relevant when he's a one-on-one detective or one-on-one with his inner circle Batman family type of deal. So it wouldn't be appropriate. I know a lot of people have said that they should have used Nolan's Batman and folded it over with Cavill's Superman. That
No, it wouldn't have fit.
Yeah, that universe that Nolan designed wasn't tailored for the type of Batman you would have needed.
They should have just introduced another Batman around the same time, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh no! Now I got Cole on my case.
You done goofed. You goofed.
Yeah, I can hear that little voice now. Stephen Amell is amazing.
Hey! Don't be. Cole might come over and whoop you.
She's thousands of miles away. I'm not close.
Yeah.
I don't think they would ever mix those universes go. But like I said, I think that it's unfortunate that DC fandom takes place so soon. I wish they would have. I wish they weren't holding it until after.
Hey, I'm happy it's taking place now because I want that Batman trailer. I want that video game stuff. I can take or leave everything else. I just want the Batman and the video game stuff.
I can get that without seeing Hamada and all those other guys try to.
Hamada's not going to be there.
He's going to be there.
No, hold on. You're getting My Adventures with Superman. Remember that animated show you lost your mind at a couple months ago? It's coming out pretty soon.
3 different Batman in 1 year. I don't. Oh yeah, so Superman. Once again, I don't want to hear anything.
Hey William.
Yeah.
Or William, hold on a second. RJ.
Oh, maybe you're right. Well, I suppose I could give it a try.
There you go. Oh, Dick really likes you.
I like Dick.
Aha, you like Dick. His name's not Dick, you idiot. It's Finn.
I'm saying it's something. It's something. It could be good. You might love it. You could walk away saying this is the best interpretation of Superman since...
Did you shoot Greedo first, or did Greedo shoot you first?
I don't care.
You never know. Stranger things have happened.
What is his contention? What's Bradley saying here?
I can't tell if you're being smart or stupid.
No, look, he's saying we're getting 3 different Batman next year, but still no Superman. And RJ's talking about that Superman cartoon that absolutely looks ridiculous.
Oh, nobody. I mean, you know what? Animation. That's fine.
I'm gonna watch it. I'll see if it's.
Of course, you're gonna watch it.
Of course, yes. I watch everything. Even if I give everything a chance. Even Peacemaker, which could be good, could be bad. I'm gonna watch and see. Like I said, you never know. Sometimes gold can strike in places you never expect.
I'm going to go with the record of the guys who've been making decisions for the past 7 or 8 years, and here's my stand on it. I don't mind there not being any announcement of Superman until after.
That's how I'm looking at it too.
In fact, any of these characters.
Okay, so I'm going to try to get this right. Smaruti. Dude, I am so sorry if I'm like totally destroying your name. I apologize.
S is probably silent.
It probably is. Maruti. So I appreciate your super chat. It says, whom do you think would be a perfect fit to direct Justice League Dark? My choice would be James Wan, considering his horror background.
I would go with the guy who pitched Justice League Dark, but they said no to. Guillermo del Toro. He was perfect.
Can you imagine?
It'd be amazing.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine Del Toro directing that?
He almost did. He almost did. They said
I know.
no.
I could imagine Del Toro working with new management for sure, and then they would let him do whatever because you don't mess with an Academy Award-winning director, so it'll turn out.
Well, plus two, his insights on the comic book genre with Hellboy alone, what he could do with Justice League Dark, especially now that he's aged and become more experienced over the years with visual effects, man, that'd be a special movie.
Yeah, even when he did his low-budget stuff, he was great. He would influence so yeah, I would love to see Del Toro.
Well, we already know who's working on Justice League Dark though. It's J.J. Abrams.
Who I think is one of people forget. Just listen.
Well,
J.J.
to be fair, Enosh, he's just producing. He's not directing it. He's just producing.
Look, I'll just be honest with you. J.J. Abrams, I like J.J. Abrams. I like The Force Awakens. I've got major issues with The Rise of Skywalker, but I like a lot of his properties as far as like Lost and things that he did produce. Right, like
he might be a better producer for something like this DC stuff.
I like his concepts. It worries me that he's so involved with DC because
they paid him $500 million to come over.
I don't care how much money they paid him. That worries me even more because you know what? You can't tell me that there's any fresh ideas there. Okay, I read Superman Flyby. Okay, that is a piece of garbage trash that we all dodged a huge.
It screams early 2000s in terms of like not getting
awful.
The characters and just doing weird stuff for the sake of being weird.
It was awful then. It's awful now, and I'll be honest with you, I don't trust J.J. Abrams to do that anymore.
Have you guys read that? Have you guys read that comic book he did with his son, the Spider-Man comic?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
it's bad. It's really bad.
Sold out.
It sold out. Everyone was interested in it because of the name, but it was a bad book. It was a bad story. It was really bad.
The premise was dumb, but it got high praise. I mean, I personally, it wasn't for me. Don't get me wrong, but it
got high praise.
Yeah,
there's no way that got high praise. Dude, it was terrible.
I'm just a guy behind the counter. But as far as J.J. Abrams goes, I'm not going to judge J.J. Abrams of some of the stuff that's gone on recently, simply because a lot of that had to do with hierarchy, and some of it had to do with him. I think if he's in the right setting with the right people above him, organizational-wise, I would love.
Well, Enosh, what do you think JJ's going to announce or talk about? Do you think he's just going to smile and wave at the camera and say, "Hi, I'm doing stuff," or do you think he's actually going to bring something to fandom?
No, I think he's going to bring nothing. I think he's going to wait. Why make?
Or are they going to formally announce the movies he's working on, like the Black Superman movie? Announce the writer, announce the director or cast?
Nope, not. I don't.
No,
think, I think, I think this is going to be an underwhelming DC fandom, and to me, that's good news. That's great news for everybody who loves.
That's not good for DC. That's not good for DC fans. DC fans want something right now.
No, it's very good for DC fans. Actually, DC fans don't know what they actually need right now. I'll be honest with you. DC.
So you're saying if they announce a Nightwing movie or something, a DC fandom, you'd be like, "Nope, I don't want this. Please stop. Don't wait until the merger's over."
Do you want? Hold on. RJ, do you want a Nightwing movie under the current regime?
Well, no, but
okay. Well, then there's your answer. Then there's your answer, RJ.
But listen, what if they announce an amazing director or actor though?
I don't care.
I don't want
Look
that
at the
amazing director under them.
I don't want them telling me that they're going to start something where in less than a year, those people are going to be gone. That's uninspired. That's setting itself up already for, hey, this is just going to fall apart in the next little while. So here's something to get excited for about right now. Look, you guys know I bleed DC. I love DC Comics more than anything in the world, okay? Besides Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars and DC are like this for me, okay? And I'm just being honest with you. Nothing Warner Brothers could announce short of a Man of Steel 2 at Fandom. I want to see a trailer, eventually for Shazam, and I want to see a trailer for Black Adam. And that's fine. But
the Batman too.
But that ain't a thing that lights anything under my butt to get me out of bed and watch.
That's just I don't know. It's just shocking to hear DC fans are like, I don't want to hear anything.
No, I really don't. I really don't. I'm gonna sleep through it probably. I might tune in, partly through the day and see what's going on or whatever, and check my Twitter feed for any news that's going on. And as they release a trailer, I'll go and I'll watch that trailer and I'll figure that part out of it or whatever. But I'll be honest with you, like, I just don't care. And look, you're talking to somebody who literally has said, like, I'm really interested in what the Flash movie is. So I'm going to watch the thing about the Flash because I'm just interested in it. But even that pisses me off because I know what happened behind the scenes. So, like, what is there at DC Fandom to get me so excited that, like, as a DC fan, that I'm just going to be like, oh, yes, I'm so happy that they're giving me something. You know what I mean?
You might be getting some Black Adam costume reveals.
Well, we already got that.
I can get that without DC Fandom. But here's the thing, though. The only announcement that they could make on Fandom would be the announcement of when the merger is complete and who's going to be taking over DC Films, who's going to be taking over, Warner Brothers, Warner Media, and all.
What if they announce the Ayer cut?
That I'd be excited about.
I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm saying there were some rumors.
That I would be excited about, right? But yeah, if Nightwing movie is it got Brenton Thwaites in it? Because that's the only Nightwing I need right now. Because he is killing it as Nightwing. But you know what? I wouldn't put it past DC to shoot themselves in the foot for what they have now instead of developing what they have and like growing that. No, I wouldn't put it past them to say, no, we're going to distract you because we want to do something else, because they always stop mid-stride and try to turn on a dime and their horse falls right in the river. Like, that's exactly what happened.
Well, I mean, weren't there the rumors of doing a Red Hood movie set in the DCEU? Wasn't that something that was apparently rumored?
Why?
Once again, that could work, but not with these guys. I don't want the guys who literally made a movie that should not have been made. They literally made a movie and shoved it out there.
Which one?
The Suicide Squad. As good as, I will say forever and ever, as good as that movie was, as much fun as I had, that's just poor decision making that movie was even made or that it was released when it was.
Wait, so in terms of like making a movie like it or just making a sequel to Suicide Squad?
Making that movie right then and there with as much damage they had already done to the brand name, with as much damage that they decision making. That movie is a culmination of bad decision making, along with Birds of Prey. I'm going to put those in the same box. Birds of Prey bombed. Why did Birds of Prey bomb? Because it was a hatchling from a movie that they had already damaged. You demarketed the Jared Leto Joker, and you made a breakup movie that you without half the characters that you broke up.
Oh, without actually seeing the breakup, though, to be fair.
Can I just say this? Can I just say this? I think it's hilarious. And I said, tonight's going to be kind of a Marvel stream. This is, but no, because here's the thing, this is what people are interested in. I mean, like, you know what I mean, like good, bad, and different.
Yeah.
The Dork Knight here says, it says again, this is WB's problem. They are the ones that literally killed their own hype because they have DCEU stuff and it's not Snyderverse, so half the fandom isn't excited for it. Like
I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to compare, say it's a bad thing. I think this is a testament, like, Disney Plus Day's coming up, right? As a Marvel fan, that day's going to be huge in terms of what's probably going to get shown off, trailers, teasers, concept art, announcements. I couldn't imagine being like this and being like, I'm not going to watch it, and I hope they don't announce anything because I don't trust them.
Well, there's a reason why. They've earned trust. They have.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's a testament to what's going on.
I understand what you're saying. It sucks, though, because of the track record. Why should I care? Like it's and you're outgoing. You're not gonna you're gonna give me a bunch of announcements that, like I said, if I'm sitting in Discovery's office right now watching this, I'm like, you're gonna do what with our money? No. Okay, no.
That's why I think the only stuff that's probably going to get announced is stuff that the Hollywood press has already reported on, like a formal announcement of Batgirl, Blue Beetle, and Zatanna, because they're selling a lot of Zatanna merch, so it seems like they're pushing that character. They have the writer of Promising Young Woman working on that. So
if I'm moving into a house and you decide you want to paint on the last couple of days, and you're the guy outgoing, I don't care what kind of paint you're putting on the wall. You're leaving. I'm coming in with my paint. I don't care if you've announced on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, hi, I'm RJ. I'm painting polka dots on this house that I'm leaving in a couple of weeks. I don't care who knows. You know one thing is that I'm the new guy. with the old guy, and you're not going to look like a fool if you're Zaslav coming in saying, you know what, we have a new direction. Why? Because we just spent $46 billion on this company. Why would I do that and just inherit anybody's anything? Okay, we're going to take a look at all these projects, and where we can fit them into our plan, we will. Where we can't, we won't. And that's what they need to be saying. That's the first thing that the DC president, whoever it is, says. Blue Beetle, all this stuff that they're releasing. The incoming guys need to put a halt to that. All right, they need to put a halt to that and reevaluate. I'm not saying destroy these projects, reevaluate where they want to go. Because right now you're just throwing up a bunch of stuff on the wall for some people who are not even going to own the wall.
Well, real quick, is it like the animated stuff, like I don't know, the video game stuff, or like the Batman Caped Crusader show, Enosh? Does that excite you at all? Like the video game stuff or the animation?
Well, the video game stuff doesn't excite me because I'm just not a gamer. I just don't have time to play games. Like I've said many times on the channel, my video games are my old school NES, my Sega Genesis, and my arcade games. I got 5 arcade games in there, one of which has 65 games, and the other one has over 300. Right, so like that's the games that I play. I don't spend a lot of time, I find a game every once in a while that I like, and I play that. But as far as gaming, like that's not doing it for me. The Batman cartoon I'm interested in because they've kind of hinted that it's kind of a continuation of the Bruce Timm universe, and that I'm interested in because I love that.
Yeah, more detective stories too.
Hey, Enoch,
yeah.
Can you highlight Cole's comment real quick? I just want to.
Let me get to a second. Ali says, "Hi, Enosh, love the show. Thank you." Says, but the Suicide Squad movie was bad. It's all subjective, right? So, like, I don't think that it's the worst movie ever made. I think there's a lot of. I personally think there's a lot of disdain for the movie just because of what happened to David Ayer. But look, David Ayer even has been very supportive of his friend and very supportive of of that movie because that's not his movie, And I'm not saying Ali that's why you don't like it. Sometimes we just don't like movies, right? And like I actually agree with Cole here. This is bouncing all over the place for me here. I actually agree with Cole here right now. She says, Birds of Prey was amazing, but the title and everything, some stuff didn't fit. But you can put Birds of Prey in the same box as the Suicide Squad. Absolutely.
Yeah,
like, I liked Birds of Prey. I really like Birds of Prey. But there's people who act like that movie is like the Antichrist, and that movie was awful.
Wait. So William, why would you put Birds of Prey in the same box as the Suicide Squad?
Okay, in the context of poor decision making. No matter how great a movie you make, if you make poor decisions leading up to and around, your movie is out in the ocean of bad decision makings. People aren't going to give one movie a chance if you've tripped on the on-ramp of the other one. I just mentioned the storylines that hacked up Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey, maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't. But Birds of Prey was an injured movie just because of what had happened to the original Suicide Squad and one of the key characters that should have been in the movie. So before we even put pen to paper on the screenwriting on Birds of Prey, we're already messed up. And the poor decision making, the title, the 10 million word title was stupid. You could have.
It should have been called. It should have been Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. That should have been the title.
They didn't do that, but that's just more poor decision making. And then we took that character, a key character for them with Harley Quinn that was popular.
They were trying to be quirky though, with the Harley Quinn the.
It was trying to be artistic and quirky, yeah.
Yeah,
but it just made it more confusing because you mark it as a Birds of Prey movie.
But
it's not.
It made it get lost because I knew people who a month and a half, 2 months after Birds of Prey came out, they were asking me, "Hey Enosh, when's that new Harley Quinn movie coming out?"
Yeah,
I'm like, that movie came out.
Well, you know what else is a testament to that? When the movie was out in theaters, the ticketing sites changed the title. To just Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, because they knew the title was confusing.
But it was too late. It was too late because nobody understood that.
That's what I mean. There's the quality of the movie, and then there's this decision-making process around the movie. One does not survive without the other. I don't care how good your movie is. If you've made poor decisions leading up to a movie, especially if it's a continuing franchise or something related to, you can kiss those movies to hell. All right, people want to blame HBO Max on the Suicide Squad. No, the Suicide Squad was doomed by poor decision-making leading up to it. Right?
I still think it would have made more money if it was theatrical only, though.
Not that much more.
Because
Birds of Prey was
Suicide Squad would have made more money. Suicide Squad would have made more money. I don't know how much more, but it would have made a lot more. It would have made a lot more money than it did just being available on HBO Max. And I mean, dude, that's just being proven over and over again. I mean, look at every movie that's come out that's been like that. That's been on both. they're all suffering from that.
Here's the thing: we'll never know because you have HBO Max, but we're in the track record that they've made poor decisions in a prior movie and come out on top.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying they made the poor decision with the Suicide Squad, though, was the fact that they tried to release it both at the same time. I've been saying this for forever. If you put Venom on both a streaming service of some kind and in the theater, Venom wouldn't have done $90 million last week.
It probably would have done Shang-Chi money or maybe Black Widow if it was lucky. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
to go more than how much is Suicide? Like I said,
Suicide Squad made, what was it, 26 million?
I think it would have made double. I think it would have made 60.
You think it would have made 60? I don't know if it would have made 60 at that point.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it would be better.
It's good, but that was really good, especially for back then during the climate. I mean, even a lot has changed since that movie came out as far as like the movie going public. I mean, we just literally saw a Venom movie make $90 million.
More than the first one did 3 years ago.
Like, and you know, like more than the first one did without the pandemic. So, I mean, that's...
And it almost beat the October record set by Joker in 2019.
Yeah, Spider-Man is going to absolutely blow the hinges off of everything. The question is now, and look, the new Bond movie is doing very well overseas, and it's tracking.
Well, it's going to do well here too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the thing is, what it's going to mean is that theaters are going to have to put out good quality stuff because gone are the days that you can like put out all these movies, these filler movies, and everybody's just going to rush and like spend millions of dollars.
People are going to be more careful what they spend their time and money on.
Especially right now. Right now.
COVID and HBO Max has given cover to a company that's made poor decision makings, and it's given them. And the reason why their movies don't tail off right before, during, and after COVID, or hopefully after being soon, is because they're not must-see movies. They're not must-see movies, and they have a track record. Even without COVID, Venom had a track record of at least making $858 million, and a lot of people like that movie. MCU in general, COVID or not, has a track record of putting out movies, not undercutting staff, completing what they started. That is why their movies make money. You can add any circumstances and view day in and day out you want to. You can make different decisions. If you have the leverage and you know that people are going to go see your movie and you're going to make good money, you're not going to put it on day and day.
But here's the thing, dude. But you're okay. I agree with you. But to say that though is to negate the fact that decision to put Suicide Squad in the theaters and on HBO Max was not made like a couple of weeks before the movie was released. That decision was made months before by Jason Kilar when they announced the fact that they were going to put movies both in theaters and on HBO Max.
Which at the time I think was a smart play.
Which was every movie. Like, it didn't matter if they believed in it or not. I mean, at that point...
It was a marketing strategy for HBO Max.
It was the Matrix. It was the Suicide Squad. It was...
it was still like a year out.
How much... Give me a dollar amount of how much without COVID, without HBO Max, you think that movie makes?
What, Suicide Squad?
Mm-hmm.
I think it probably makes what the first one made.
I think
I think it makes... how much did Black Widow make overall? Like, what, 380?
I
think it would have made like 340 to 350.
Okay, so we're talking without COVID and without... Okay, without...
No, I'm talking with, like, if it was theatrical only.
No, he asked without COVID.
I'm talking about...
Oh, okay, like it was normal. If it was normal.
Without COVID,
okay.
I feel that it makes about what the first movie.
Yeah, I'd say 500. I'd say about 600 million.
Okay, 600 million off of a base 185 to 200 million dollar production budget, and throw in another 100 million. I know because we got some of the stuff that you just promoted. That's not good enough. Heads would roll with that total. People under normal circumstances,
they probably would have expected to make 700, 800. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, and like I said, and without COVID, you take their excuses away. When you peel that skin across, it's still bad decision making. We're still talking about a movie that, in the lexicon of what they've built, doesn't make any sense. All right, based on other things that they've butchered. It's like you're trying to build a Jenga. You're trying to get to the top, and your foundations suck. All right, but when your foundations suck,
but I don't think anybody's arguing that. But you gotta know though that movie would have made more if it was.
But even
just
the total,
in the theater.
even the total he gave you would have gotten people fired. That total without COVID. If that's the total,
I don't think it gets people fired. What that does is it just negates the fact.
I think it would make them question some things.
We talked about this last night.
Yeah,
We talked about this
employment
last
of the
night.
people that they
We
have.
talked about this last night. Is the fact that Warner Brothers overestimated the draw of James Gunn.
That's
hugely.
True.
They overestimated the draw of James Gunn. They thought that and here's the scary part. And you know what? Maybe we can jump right into this because we haven't even gotten to our two topics. But they both kind of involved. Well, at least one of them is kind of double for that. But that's the thing is like when you're marketing around Suicide Squad is from the brilliant mind of James Gunn. The average person out there
doesn't care.
Doesn't care. Like I had so many people say, well, so many people ask me, like the normies, right, in my life, not the people who watch the lounge and all that stuff.
A better term for these people.
No, well, that's what they are. They're the people who don't know all this stuff.
The average Joe.
The average Joe, okay, was asking me, who is James Gunn, and I had to tell them, well, it's the guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy for Marvel. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But it's like, why should I care?
But why should I care? Like, when that's your marketing thing, like, I'm sorry, but,
I would also say maybe it's an issue, too, like, using, obscure characters. I mean, the marketing was focused, especially because the marketing was focused on the first Squad.
And it's an R-rated movie, and it's on HBO Max, and it's obscure characters, and all your marketing has to do with James Gunn, the director, instead of the actual content of the movie.
I would say general animosity.
Plus, there's a general animosity towards this movie because of David Ayer's Suicide Squad that never.
And maybe also too a little bit. I would argue some disillusionment with the brand of DC as a whole.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so you mix all that together, and you get $26 million at the box office. Yeah. That's what happens, man.
If you mix all that together, but like I said, even without COVID, even without HBO Max, there's poor decision making that you guys just brought up that mean that this movie really shouldn't have been made right now. Now, this movie, once you've established everything and you fixed who your core people are, your core universe is going to be, and then you want to throw a Suicide Squad movie out there, I would have loved to see the premise in. But right now,
by the way, I'm sure everyone's very happy about him working on DC a lot more going forward. I'm sure no one is going to have an issue with that whatsoever.
So we're going to talk about this, but you do suck. You do suck, though, brings up a really good point here, too.
That's not true.
You're watching Point.
Nobody... I don't know what happened there. I pushed it wrong.
Ray Porter was like...
I know, everything froze up on me. I never even saw the clip play.
It was Ray Porter.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, like, nobody cares about John Cena.
John Cena! I don't know. I don't think that's true.
No, nobody is not.
He has a built-in fan base with children, especially because of his WWE stuff. People liked him. People liked him in Bumblebee.
Does he?
The younger kids, yes, like little kids, yes.
Does he? Let me tell you something about real kids. You know who likes John Cena? Sick kids.
Yeah, the Make-A-Wish people.
The Make-A-Wish kids, and God bless them. I'm not saying anything bad about that. That's who loves John Cena, because John Cena literally does more Make-A-Wish things than any other WWE star.
He has a lot of charity work, yeah.
Yes, he does a lot of charity work. But here's the thing. The average kids all think that John Cena sucks. At the height of his thing, but he's just always there. He's just the guy that WWE has always pushed. He's the freaking 16-time world champion. They've tried to put him on Ric Flair status, and he is not Ric Flair status. Yes, they pumped out so many John Cena action figures that nobody cares anymore. And the thing is, all three of my boys who were absolutely enamored with WWE for over 5 years of their lives, who were excited for everything and literally craved for anything, hated John Cena when he came on because he was boring and he didn't do a blessed thing, and they always cheered for him to lose. And when he did lose to put somebody else over, everybody was happy. John Cena is a propped up hero for most people. And the thing is yes, there are some people who love John Cena. I get it. They like John Cena. But the majority of people, they respect his hustle and his flow. Okay? They respect that. But ask WWE fans, what would they want to see? They'd want to see him go back to Thugonomics, man. They want to see a more.
Hey,
hardcore,
that popped big at WrestleMania when he came back to Thugonomics.
Exactly. They look, you can make fun of it all you want, but that's what people would want to see. They want to see a harder edge John Cena. John Cena comes back looking weird now with hair all of a sudden, dark hair. John Cena's acting roles have been stupid and out of character for who he is in the WWE. He's squeaky clean in the WWE. He can't be heel in the WWE, but he can be in Trainwreck, which was a great movie. I really liked it actually with Amy Schumer, and he's wearing a towel around his penis, hanging off of his penis after having sex with Amy Schumer. What? Like, no! John
I liked
Cena
him in Bumblebee, at least.
No, he was not good in Bumblebee. Nobody cared about John Cena in Bumblebee. John Cena was a person in Bumblebee.
Yeah, he's not why I went to go see him.
Nobody went to go see Bumblebee because of John Cena. I'm sorry.
Did you like him in Fast 9?
No! I don't like the Fast and Furious movies either.
Hey, it made $800 million worldwide, though.
I don't care.
It was
You
an
think that's
established
because of John
franchise that
Cena?
Well, I think it raised John Cena's prowess a little bit.
That movie did more for him than it did for.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. It did more for him. Like he's
All
gonna.
I'm saying is this is the thing about how they've done things. Everything is different in WB and DC films. If you had consistently established your Batman, your Superman, your Wonder Woman, and everything else, then even if you don't have to harp on those characters all the time, you don't have to see them all the time, but you now have a fertile ground to put all these other things in. For me, it makes more sense if you want to put a Suicide Squad movie down the road, and instead of Starro, you know what? Do you like the video game does? Have them facing off against an evil Superman who ties in directly with.
Can I be honest though? Might be a hot take. I want them to do much more than just.
Nope, not going to listen to this.
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't going to be that bad. I think they could do so much more with Superman than just going the easy route and doing an evil storyline.
I'm just throwing that out there. Here's
the thing. Dark Knight, you know what? I thought I was going to like that movie, and you know what? I'll be honest with you. That movie was kind of boring. That movie wasn't what I was hoping it was going to be. I thought it was going to be kind of, like a raunchy kind of thing, and they tried, but like John Cena literally brought that movie down for me. Like John Cena's bad acting literally just brought that movie down for me. And you know what? Here's the thing, Gavin. It's not that I don't even like John Cena. I respect John Cena for what he does. But like when people act like the John Cena all of a sudden is a leading man just because he was like this WWE star, that's BS.
So I take it you did not like the recent Peacemaker clip that came out today.
That looks stupid.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't. It looked like I thought. It's gonna suck.
Well,
I'm gonna watch Peacemaker. I'm gonna watch Peacemaker, but Peacemaker, like everybody's acting like the people who like because I liked the Suicide Squad. Okay, you won't see me like trash in the movie like it was garbage and it should have been made like this guy and all that stuff. Like that's not the thing. But John Cena, even in the character of Peacemaker, it's just boring. He's just boring. There was a couple of funny spots in there, right, that he did.
You didn't like him being more villainous or like the fight scene with Rick Flag or anything?
How was he villainous?
He almost killed Ratcatcher.
Well, he was following orders and he was conflicted. Listen, his performance in the Suicide Squad, it rides on the shoulders of Idris Elba and a whole bunch of other people that are in that movie. Once again, though, here we are with Peacemaker, a derivative character that derives from a movie that shouldn't have been made.
Which apparently is going to be introducing a lot of DC characters, by the way.
Yes. John Cena is good at cameos. That's what he should be doing, building up a repertoire and learning how to act. He's a little bit better. Little tiny bit. But when he just shows up and it's like, hey, I don't have to watch a whole movie with him. But to act like he's a leading man all of a sudden, no, he has not earned that. He has not earned that in any way. Let's talk about the controversial thing here that we started to.
Which makes a lot of sense given Peacemaker. I think this show is going to introduce a lot of DC characters, so be ready.
Yeah, okay. Gunn teases more DC and a Marvel character. This is what I really want to. This is why I said it was going to be more Marvel, but it's turned into a DC, which is fine with me. I don't care. Following their collaboration on this year's The Suicide Squad, the upcoming Peacemaker series, filmmaker James Gunn is reuniting with Warner Media on another DC project. Gunn, currently prepping to shoot Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, will cross the aisle again for another DC project, according to the man himself on Twitter, saying, yes, I'm developing another DC project besides Peacemaker this week. What that is remains unclear. as is any indication of if we'll hear more at the DC Fandom event where Gunn will appear in just under 2 weeks. Gunn also teased on Twitter that a famed Marvel character will make the jump from comics to the MCU for the first time in the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special for the Disney Plus service. The special, which bridges the gap between the second and third Guardians films, will see Gunn introducing one of the greatest, quote, one of the greatest MCU characters of all time. Speculation has understandably risen over the likes of Nova and Adam Warlock, but there are no further details as yet. So first question, since we've been talking DC, what other property do you think that he's developing?
There's a ton of options. I think Secret Six is probably one of the biggest likelihoods. How much do you want me to say? Because I could say something, but I don't know the accuracy of it. I mean, there were rumors that Bane might show up in this show, Peacemaker, the DCU version of Bane.
That got shot down, though.
It got shut down? Okay.
Yeah, it got shut down.
There are also rumors that the threat that Peacemaker fights will not be of this earth. So it seems like James Gunn is going to be delving into DC Cosmic, like the space stuff. So I could see him working with some of the space characters, maybe? I think Secret Six is most likely, though. I think Secret Six makes the most sense.
Is this going to be on HBO Max?
We have no idea. Could be either or.
No idea. We have no
Because
idea. If it's gonna be
that makes a huge difference, because if it's going to be on HBO Max...
That's not a joke, by the way.
What?
That is not a joke. I'll talk about this when we get to the Marvel stuff. That's not a joke. Yeah. That could actually happen.
I'm out.
It all depends on if it's on the big screen. There's certain characters that he can't go all out in be James Gunn. If he's going to be an R-rated movie, I don't think he's going to do well with an R-rated movie on the big screen. If it's HBO Max, it really doesn't matter. I mean, people are going to give it a chance because they're already paying that $12.99.
Remember when I said I had a theory as to what character he's talking about in Marvel?
Okay.
It's not a joke.
I hope to God he doesn't make Man of Steel 2. Oh my gosh.
It's not a joke.
Okay, so I have no idea who he's gonna
what character would you like? Maybe it's Vigilante, because Vigilante's going to be in the Peacemaker show. Maybe a spin-off series with that character. I mean, what character realistically do you think he could handle? What would you like to see him do?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't look at him as doing a serious take on anything. So I almost look at him as just doing comedy anyway. So the only way
Plastic Man.
Plastic Man, I
think he can do a serious take. I just don't think it's been. I mean, that's just wasn't what he was hired to do on these particular projects. I could see him doing a Batman character. I could see him making a Batman movie. To be honest with you, we've only
see him doing a Superman movie if it's like Mr. Mxyzptlk.
Not necessarily, because that there's a lot of directors out there that we judge them based on only what we've seen, but they have different dimensions. Same thing with actors. I'll
Booster Gold, maybe.
I hope. Good Lord.
Yeah. I could probably see him doing Booster Gold. I could see
Mr.
that.
Miracle. I don't know about Mr. Miracle. Maybe.
I could see him doing a serious movie. I could see him doing a serious high-level movie. If
do you think he'd do a Superman movie? They'd actually agree to do it?
I would be interested to see his version of a Superman movie. Not the comedy, but the fact that the over-the-topness that he takes to a movie, I think he can refine it to it. So I would love to. I'm interested to see his take. That doesn't mean I'm not interested in seeing a Man of Steel from Zack Snyder, but I would not. If you told me that James Gunn was doing a Superman movie, I wouldn't automatically discount it based on some of the goofery stuff that he's done, because I know that a director of that caliber can organize a movie in his head and put it out there. I wouldn't mind seeing a Batman. I wouldn't.
Oh my God! Could you imagine if he announces he's doing a new Justice League movie?
It all depends on when he announces it. Because here's the thing, though: if we eventually wrap up the Snyderverse, then there's going to be room for somebody to go forward with something else. If we wrap up the 5-story arc that Zack Snyder first set out, then the next Justice League movie and these characters, it's not exclusive that it all has to be Zack Snyder. But the problem that they have and why people just don't care about what DC does right now is they have not finished what they started. People got invested in something and then they left them hanging. So when you leave somebody hanging, your credibility goes to crap. So once they complete the main thing that they started, the attitude towards DC's future projects will be a lot easier a load to pull. But until then, it doesn't matter what director you tell me is doing what. Gonna give me another Superman? Okay, where's the last one? I'm still waiting for that one. Another Batman? Where's Ben Affleck's Batman? Why should I spend money and time investing and talking and getting excited just for you to have to pull the rug from under me? So if James Gunn were going to go ahead and do any of these characters or a Justice League movie, it would be possible if we wrapped up the saga we're on now. If things are constantly hanging over our head, then nobody's gonna buy it. They're gonna see this as a replacement of something they never got a resolution to begin with, and right off you're gonna start off on the bad foot.
Hey, what's up, Eli? Eli here's just dropping in to say, hey, and good night, Enosh and Poindexter Lounge community. Got a wicked sinus infection. Oh, man. And it's impacting my nocturnal
Sinus
lifestyle.
infections are the worst.
Congrats again to RJ on 1,000 subs. William is the man.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, forget about RJ, but thank you for that last man. I'm just kidding.
Okay. So we got, I don't know what he's going to do with DC. I just don't, I know this.
Would you like to see him do Bane?
No.
I'm tired of Bane, actually.
But what if you get like a real Bane? Like the real Bane?
Before you guys go on, if you could insert the name of anybody into this what you got in front of us here, they are constantly going to be jumping in at the deep end until the core of DC is fixed. It doesn't matter what any of these projects are until DC is fixed from the inside out, and we know and we resolve these issues. It is going to hurt anybody who's doing anything. It could hurt the Flash movie. The Rock is going to have The Rock in it, so you're insulated there to a certain point. But
I didn't even think of that. Lobo.
Yeah. What did you say? Okay. Yeah.
I can see him doing Lobo. I can see him doing Lobo.
But like I said, I feel bad for James Gunn, or if it's Enosh doing it, or RJ. RJ's the next director of the movie. All right, but guess what? Enosh and RJ are in the shadow of something that was never finished. A universe that's still hanging over your head. You guys can make a masterpiece. Nobody's going to care, right? And it's going to suffer. The movie's going to be out on an island, and your sequels. Why am I going to go see Enosh and RJ's sequels? I'm so used to the rug being pulled out from under me that I may not even see the first one.
Yeah,
I might even
I get that. So, to be honest, like I said, I think I'll have to wait and see. I think Secret 6, maybe Gotham City Sirens. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Guess you just gotta wait and see, I guess.
I could see him doing Lobo. But part of me also
I like James Gunn. I could see him doing anything, personally.
No, he's a good director. I think he's made great movies, I know some people don't like him, but that's totally fine. I mean, like I said, I think he's done some quality work, though. I mean, I'm at the very least intrigued by what he's doing, But, yeah. So, I don't think it's Nova. I don't think it's Adam Warlock. I think it's a troll. I think it's actually Santa Claus. He's a real Marvel character. He's actually an Omega-level mutant in the Marvel Universe.
And a trademark version of him, too.
Yeah. Well, this is from a different alternate universe, but I'm just saying, I just want you to look at this panel, Enosh. Look at the possibilities here.
All right, let me blow this up so I can actually see it here. You want the Infinity Gauntlet back? Come and take it, you little girls. I told you letting Santa Claus use the Infinity Gauntlet was a bad idea.
Remember, this is an Elseworld story. It's not.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say, I swear to God, if that happens in an episode or in a Marvel movie, I'm done. I can't.
Come on, not even in a what if.
I can't deal with that. A what if maybe, but this is in a movie. If they actually introduce this to the actual.
Santa Claus being a real character, an Omega-level mutant like he is in the comics. I mean, look at this.
That would explain a lot of my childhood.
He's been a vampire. He's fought Deadpool before. Howard the Duck. I mean, come on, man. Santa Claus has been everywhere in the Marvel Universe.
Got to give you a real example just before you guys move on with a director that we haven't seen do certain things, but you could probably do those things. The guy who made Married to the Mob. The same guy who made Silence of the Lamb. That's how drastically different directors that have talent can be.
Look at this, Enosh. You'll think this is cool. Look at him fighting Blade.
There you go. What the?
There goes Santa.
I'm just saying, it's a very James Gunn thing to say, introduce the most important character in the MCU, and he introduced Santa Claus. I'm just saying, it's a Christmas special. How do you not put Santa in there?
Eli, I feel like that's almost an Obi-Wan Kenobi reference for me. Like Free Jack. Now there's a name I haven't heard. Like, seriously, like, oh my gosh, I remember the Free Jack. I remember the one comic from the 90s, man. It had like a foil. I just remember one Free Jack comic, really. Like, I don't think I've ever really read Free Jack. I might actually have a Free Jack comic. But yeah, I think it's that one that, like, and I think it came in a pack, like, with a bunch of other comics or whatever, but it's like a foil deal or something or another. Like, oh my gosh, what do we got here?
No, there's an actual article about how Santa Claus is real in the MCU and he's an Omega level threat mutant, and it goes through the history from, like, his first appearance in, like, the 90s. You know, there he is with the X-Men. Like, he's been in Marvel Comics before. I'm just saying, it's not crazy. It'd be weird, but
I gotta get the name right. So it's either Smiruti or Maruti. Says, I don't think DC has a plan for fixing or setting up culmination. They should go with making solo movies. Probably that's best for DC.
No, that's doom for DC. That's basically driving your nice expensive ship into an iceberg and letting it sink for DC. That's a death knell for DC if they do that.
Yeah, I don't think that they should go back to that. I mean, I think that they had a good thing going. I feel like DC had a really good thing going, and, like, look, it was getting we're still talking about Batman v Superman to this day. Okay, like, literally, if you go back, what Marvel movies came out in the year that Batman v Superman came out? Civil War. People still talk about Civil War. Okay, right. But my point is, though, is that, like, Man of Steel, Civil War, or Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, now Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like, Zack's movies they were before their time. Okay,
they made money.
People weren't ready for it, and it was a shock to the system, and anything that is a shock to the system gets people off kilter at first, right? But people, look, because of things like The Boys, Invincible, other properties like this, it's starting to show people kind of like, oh, you know what? I can like superhero stuff that's not light and fluffy. And even Marvel, to some extent, has been kind of even darkening up some of its stuff, where it's not as light and fluffy as some of the other ones were. I'm a little... Spherical Man says Santa is the mutant who's rumored to be in Doctor Strange 2.
that's not actually true, I don't believe. I think it's just a joke.
True. That cannot be true.
That's something else, but, I mean, Enosh, is it that crazy of a theory of mine that it could be Santa Claus?
I don't know, dude. I haven't followed.
Not for a holiday special.
I haven't followed.
I'm just saying, as a joke, it's a holiday special.
It is a holiday special. Like, I guess if it's a holiday special, it's really not that.
The only other character, literally, the only other character could be is Adam Warlock. You introduce him in that movie first, or in that special first, because he's kind of like Marvel's space Jesus, right? So introducing him in a holiday special, Christmas special makes sense. But
on what that guy said for the solo movies goes, listen, just because it was done wrong under poor management doesn't mean it can't be done right under good management. You know, that's, you can't judge what they should be doing in the future based on the fact that, Warner Brothers kind of screwed that up by not continuing.
Oh, Social Blade, it's a website where you can, like, track how your YouTube channel is doing. You actually have a higher grade than pretty much everyone else. I think you have like a B or something.
Really? Well, there you go. There you go. Well, I've been to Social Blade. Social Blade's kind of weird, though, because they also put on there how much money they think you're making.
It's not accurate now.
I wish. I wish that was true.
Enosh, don't lie. We know you make that much, man. We see. Look at all those toys.
If Enosh was making that much money, Enosh would not be working another job. You wouldn't have the 8 a.m. nerd encouragement. You would have the 4:30 in the afternoon nerd encouragement. Enosh should be up all night doing this every day of the week. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny.
Speaking of, are you looking forward to the holiday special for Guardians, Enosh?
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. And okay. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it, and I'm excited.
So interesting note. Did you guys watch the new Lego Star Wars special, the Halloween one?
I have not.
Okay. Did you guys read an interview recently with the people who made that?
No.
They talked about Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm acknowledges those specials, the Christmas one and this Halloween one, as partially canon. They acknowledge that some of the events in these things are things that happen in canon that are continuing. Like, you know how, like, in the Lego Holiday Special, Rey is training Finn to be a Jedi? That's canon. Some of the stuff in this Halloween special is canon.
So we're just gonna pick and choose now whatever we like.
Apparently, they use the word adjacently canon.
Is there a diagram for that? Like, this is
I
canon,
don't know.
that's not canon?
I don't know, but they're saying that those Lego Star Wars specials are somewhat canon.
Gavin, I will say this. I am a fan of fantasy. I do like fantasy stuff. I've never been a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I've tried and tried and tried and tried and tried many times. Trust me, it's not for not trying. And Game of Thrones, I never had HBO when Game of Thrones was on, so I never watched Game of Thrones, to be quite honest with you. And so I don't, like, I'm probably not going to start with the spinoff.
Start with season one. And
so eventually, Game of Thrones is one of those things that, like, Tiffany and I talk about that, like, we'll eventually get around to, but I just haven't. So I don't even know if I like Game of Thrones, and I like the idea of Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings just always seems to me like it's like a long time to get to some place that, like, I always laugh about the robot chicken special where they do the thing and, like, at the beginning of the first movie, the eagles all come and just take
Oh, the how it should have ended.
Yeah, the how it should have ended. It's like, hey, look at there, we could have saved a lot of time. Like 3 movies and a lot of people dying. People died.
The eagles can't go there.
RJ.
The magic, the evil magic stopped the eagles from going there. They explain it.
People died, RJ. People died, RJ.
Well, people die sometimes, you know.
Oh, you heard it here first.
Wow.
It's war. War is never good.
Speaking of people dying, man, I got a couple more episodes of Squid Games under my belt.
I actually just started that. I'm on episode 3.
I'm gonna pass.
That episode 1
Dude, no,
ending.
don't pass, man.
Don't pass. It's good.
It's actually really good.
It's something everybody needs to watch.
And that's not something that usually I would be into. Like, I'm usually not one for.
And I love Korean stuff, but somebody walked up to me. I talked to RJ about this. I think it was with an earlier stream or something like that.
It's my 1K.
If you like Parasite, you're gonna love this. I hated Parasite.
Well, no. The reason I made that comparison, have you seen Parasite?
It wasn't you, or it might have been you, but somebody else.
No, it was me. It was me.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I described the show as like Parasite mixed with Hunger Games. If instead of them surviving out in the woods, it was like playing children's games.
Yeah. See, I don't even equate it to Hunger Games, because Hunger Games, I have a love-hate relationship with Hunger Games.
Well, I just mean in terms of concept.
That'll probably come back to haunt me, right, in 5 years, because I said I have a love-hate relationship with Hunger Games.
Nah, it won't be that long.
Well, Enoch, have you seen Parasite?
I have not.
Okay. The reason I make that comparison is because both the show Squid Games and the movie Parasite are socioeconomic commentaries on issues of class divide, of economics, of like the poor versus the rich, and that kind of stuff. That's why I make that comparison. I'm just talking about in general theme, William, not in terms of like movie or structure. I just mean like in terms of like the theme of the show. That's at the core of it. Same with Parasite.
But see, here's the thing, Bradley, they're not playing the games to cure their debts. That like the people, see, that was they actually cured that. I don't know, Bradley, if you've been watching it, or like how far you're into it, but like that's like one of the things that like they actually cleared that up in like right away. That it's like, it's not about their debts. Like, yeah, there's a lot of money involved that they could probably pay off their debts, but it's really not about their.
There's no good life to go back home to anyway.
Yeah,
they're at a point in their lives they have nothing to live for anyway.
Well, and
the risk is greater than anything.
And I'll just say this: they pretty much spell it out in one of the I think I'm up to episode 6 now. Where basically they just kind of say, like, on the outside world, these are people who have not been given a fair chance at life. Like, they've had different things that have come against them, and like they've been put down and not really had a fair shot. And so, like, even the people who are putting them through this thing where they have to fight for their lives, basically with the potential of this great reward, like, they're big on the fact that it's got to be fair for everyone, that they have a level playing field in there. So yeah, I think it's very interesting. I'm not really one usually. Oops, hit the wrong button. I'm not usually one for like watching stuff with like a dub track or anything like that, or definitely not having to read something, while I'm trying to watch something that's got a lot of action in it, live action that I got to really pay attention to. But this I have really, really enjoyed, and man, I've been hooked. So yeah,
I just got
dig it.
done with the Sopranos thing, so I guess this will be next.
Yeah,
it's worth
watching.
Here's the thing: I don't typically like. I think some shows get overhyped a lot, especially Netflix shows, because everybody has Netflix. Everyone talks about and watches shows on there.
Tiger King.
Well, Tiger King, yeah. Well, I'd like Tiger King.
I like
though.
Tiger King.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was really informative and really interesting.
Oh,
this is really good. This is really, really good, though. Like, there's a reason people are talking about this, and it's worth watching. It really,
I'll give
really
it a try.
is.
You've convinced me. I'll give it a try.
The first episode, I will say, is a little slow because it's setting up the main character, and it's like a lot of build up to get to the actual Squid Game thing. But once it gets there, you're hooked. Like end of the first episode, you'll be hooked. I think.
I'll let you know if it becomes my new crack.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it over. I'm so backed up. Like I said, I just watched the Many Saints of Newark. And
how was that, by the way?
It is a great Sopranos flashback episode. But if I had paid to see it in the theaters, I would have been disappointed.
Do you think it should just been a straight to HBO Max movie?
Yeah. And when David Chase and somebody else said, "Well, this is a travesty that this is going to be on HBO Max," dude, when I think of Sopranos, I think of nothing but HBO.
Yeah, you think of great television.
Yeah, I think of I mean I can't imagine having seen this. And in fact, I would have been very angry because it's written like a really extra long episode. I like the performances in it, but if I'd have paid to see that, I'd have been like, that's a little.
Yeah. By the way, William, I agree with Bradley here in the chat. If you watch it, please watch it with subtitles. I know Enoch would disagree with me on this. I don't think the dub.
I never watch.
Yeah, the dub's not very good. No but make sure when you turn on subtitles, you pick English, not English closed captioning. Pick English because those are very different from the actual.
I watched tons of Korean and Asian cinema, Thai cinema, and we have
because everyone's been talking about the Netflix thing. Because if you click on English CC, which is the default, it's like the subtitles for the English dub, not the actual Korean language.
They're actually saying, actually, the movie I learned that on is The Host, ironically, because we used to do it the other way around. Because at the store we had our cinema, and we showed tons of Asian cinema, Asian horror movies. I mean, you name it, Ichi the Killer. I mean, I think I've shown every Asian horror movie that you could possibly show, and back at a time when nobody was really
I don't agree. I don't agree with that, Zeno. At least me personally, as somebody who watches a lot of anime and foreign cinema, I can read subtitles and still focus on the action and what's being presented on screen.
Yeah, I can't. The dub, I've never seen it.
It's just too distracting,
and the timing is off. The main thing is I'm trying to focus on the action, and if the dubbing is bad, which in a lot of stuff it messes up my timing. I've learned. To read the subtitles and keep it going. I've just, my eyes and my brain just work that way for me now. I mean, it might be hard for other people, but I've watched so much foreign cinema, Italian cinema. I mean, I'm into everything. We need to do, if you guys ever do a stream on foreign horror, man, that could be an all-nighter, because that's all we did here for a while, is just, and show it, and nobody else was showing it. And before 2011, where Netflix pretty much eliminated that kind of gathering type of appeal, we would show Tetsuya the Iron Man. We would show Tokyo Gore Police. We would show, anything I could dig up, we were showing it. And it was, and you had subtitles. And they had dubbed versions, but most of my crowd would revolt if I showed the dubbed version. So it was all subtitles, man. And I had to import the subtitles sometimes because the studios would send me the movies, but they would send me their versions of it. So I would have to go to get the SRT file and download it. It's a pain in the ass, and then you have to time it right, because they send you their version and then they send you the little packet for the subtitles back then. So you had to clock whatever player you had. You had to clock it so that the words matched the screen. It was a pain in the ass back in the old days, back in the grand old 2011 days. But still a lot of fun though. I mean, foreign horror. Anybody who's tired of American stuff, man, there's a whole world out there. Italian, Spanish, Thai, Japanese, Korean. It's really some good stuff.
I can tell you this, Big Dub. People who love it, And
if you can get into it, it's worth it. It's really good.
I hope people give it a chance. I really want to see that movie do well. I don't think it's going to, but I hope it does well. I want to.
If it was theatrical only, it'd probably do better.
No.
I don't know about that. I don't know that a lot of people would see
No. I'm just saying if they would have made it theatrical only and built it as like an experience worthy, like an Avatar level experience.
No.
Yeah, but see, I don't think anybody's. But see, here's where I think the opposite. Here's where I'll flip that idea, RJ, is I think the problem with Dune is that people who love Dune really love Dune, right? They read the books, they were into it, maybe they watched the 80s movie or whatever, because people who say they watched the 80s movie, they don't say that that's indicative of the actual property, that it's not that, right? Whatever. But here's the thing. I don't think that Dune would have had to have been released in a regular situation where people went and saw it and was like, wow, this is absolutely amazing. You have to see this. And it became word of mouth kind of thing. Because honestly, I mean, like even looking at the trailer looks really cool, but it's very like monotone in color, right? It's like monochrome color. It's not like popping. There's not a lot, you know what I mean? Like, and so, but like the people who love Dune are like, oh my God, this is amazing. Did you see this? And I mean, and I got in trouble when we did our first trailer reaction to it last year. And I said that it looked like, I was joking, just joking. And I said that the worms looked like sand buttholes. And I took all kinds of flack for saying it because people came out in droves because they were not happy with that. And I was just like, dude, I'm just joking about what it looks like. It looked like some sand buttholes. Like, that's all I'm saying. But the thing is that the problem that I think is it doesn't have enough of a following that it would have carried it. And you can't just create like an Avatar level event. You can't just be like, hey, we're going to hype this up, because that never works. Avatar, dude, how old were you when Avatar came out?
I think 10, 11.
Okay. So let me tell you as somebody who was a full grown adult when Avatar came out, and I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you.
I know.
But as a full grown adult who went to go see Avatar, you know why I went to see Avatar? Because 3D was big at the time, right? It was new at the time. And so everybody was like, oh, you got to go see this movie that does these really cool things that you've never seen before. And that was the appeal of Avatar.
I went to go see it because, again, 3D was a new concept to me, too. And everyone was like, this looks so cool. You got to see it. And everyone's like, oh, the movie's so epic. It's so huge, Yeah.
But that's the thing is, like, it wasn't because Avatar was like this mind-numbing great movie. It was just, plus they re-released it over and over again.
It came out at the perfect time. It played all through Christmas and January.
Yep. And so the thing is it hit the perfect time. It had a look that yeah. I mean, that dude Vince, like, people made many things. I'll go back to that super chat in just a second. But yeah, people said that Avatar
Dancing with Wolves, Ferngully,
Wolves, and stuff. So it was nothing new. It was just the fact that it hit at a certain time. It had a certain look that had not been seen before, and it was something special, right? It wasn't like Titanic, for example, another James Cameron movie, right? Titanic, that it actually had a decent story. It pulled you in, and you wanted to see the story. Plus, it was a spectacle. It was an event type of movie. But you can't just say that with Dune, because most people have no idea what Dune is. Yeah. Like they don't have a concept of that. So where I think that actually HBO Max will help with Dune is enough people pay for HBO Max that will go, yeah, I wasn't going to go see this in the theater, but I'll check it out on HBO Max. And so the thing is Warner Brothers will look at that. The diehards are going to go see it in the theater, because the diehards are all telling me, Enosh, you got to see this in the theater. You got to see Dune in the theater. And I'm going to see Dune in the theater. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to go because I want to have the best possible experience to experience Dune for the first time, to be the best.
Yeah, no, right? Same here. I'm going to see it in the theater as well.
Which to me has got to be in the theater. But I think that a lot of people will just be like, oh, what's this Dune thing? Okay, I'll check it out on HBO Max since I got it on HBO Max.
Dune is going to suffer the same problem that Blade Runner, which is my favorite movie of all time right now.
Very similar, yes.
It is high-end science fiction that didn't really have a lot of build-up. There wasn't really a lot of build-up for it unless you were already into it. Even without HBO Max, even without COVID, that's a movie, unfortunately, that I thought was going to hurt anyway, no matter how good. Now, it's going to recoup some of that money because I think it's going to be in the Oscar race for a lot of things. And then once things get in the Oscar hype, you can extend the release or re-release it in theaters, and people are going to want to see it there. But as far as I'm glad it's doing well overseas. I'm glad it's pulling in that kind of money overseas. I don't think that'll translate over here, but I hope it will. But it's a high-end concept that just not a lot of people grab.
Well, I think the issue for Dune also will be the fact that it kind of ends at a certain place where it's like it leaves you saying, "Okay, I need the sequel." But it's like if you're not satisfied with the ending you get because it doesn't end in a way where you're satisfied, you know.
We got a couple comments here in the chat. First of all, H Barts with the $2 super chat says, "Why is Enosh streaming and not Enush?" Enush is taking the night off. You almost make me feel like I need to create a character for you, buddy.
Enush.
Come on,
just get a puppet and name him Enush.
Oh, I need a puppet. I need a
Like one of
puppet
Saggy's
Enosh.
puppies?
Enush. Yes, there you go. I know a guy who can make me a puppet. Actually, my friend Bruce, who makes all my custom action figures for me, my Star Wars figures, he makes puppets. I got to talk to him about that. Eli says, RJ, it really depends on how they package the Dune story. It's fairly complex. It would be a word of mouth. Yeah, that's another thing.
No,
that
totally.
because
That's the
so
word of mouth.
complex.
That's where the word of mouth thing could hurt it though with the ending. If it doesn't end in a way where the average Joe is like, "Oh, I'm satisfied with this," then it can be an issue.
DS is right here because Avatar's story was all right, but you had to see it on the big screen because
the scope
was okay. Help me. Blu-rays were what year did
2009, same year as Avatar.
Yeah, so Blu-rays were there, but not everybody even had a Blu-ray player.
They were very expensive.
They weren't
very
widely
expensive.
People had only people.
That was like remember the PlayStation 3? It was a big deal that had a built-in Blu-ray player, but it made it like an extra $100. It was super expensive.
I almost bought a PlayStation 3 for that very reason. I literally called the store because I was trying to decide whether or not I was going to buy a Blu-ray player, just straight up a Blu-ray player, or a PlayStation 3 because I figured, well, if I got PlayStation 3, at least I could play games on it too. You know,
and it was a big deal at the time. Yeah.
Yep, it was a big deal at the time. Yeah, and Eli, I know that it does take place on different worlds, so like I'm hoping that, but like so far all they've shown
they showed Arrakis.
Yeah, all they've shown really is just the monotone, monochrome kind of look.
By the way, here's some other poor management when it comes to Dune on that topic. Instead of filming these back to back, now they're saying that they didn't want to do it because they didn't know how the first one was going to do. They knew they have to know that this wasn't going to be that type of movie. So if they were going to do it on appeal and prestige, they should have made them both. That way, when you're marketing this, you're saying this is book 1, book 2 is on the way. So if you leave Dune 1 unfulfilled, don't worry if you love this movie because there's more coming. You know, like when I left The Matrix, I knew all of them had pretty much been shot, but they mismanagement to the point where either you're all in or you're all out. If you're gonna make Dune, make it. Don't make a first half of something and have it dependent upon that. And now they've changed their mind because with HBO Max, now they're basically saying, well, if it streams well on HBO Max, we're going to go ahead and go into a sequel. That decision should have already been made. You don't half-ass concepts, and that's them right now. You know, that's WB across the board right now, unfortunately. And that's going to hurt Dune in ways that has nothing to do with the quality of Dune. The fact that word of mouth is going to get around that, it leaves you like that. And a lot of people won't invest in it.
That's what I'm worried about as well.
Yeah. All right. So I got one more thing here for us, and of course that's the big news that dropped earlier tonight while we were on with RJ.
Yeah, it literally dropped right as I started the stream. It just leaked.
And I'm going to share it this way because hopefully they won't. I don't know if anything.
It's all over Twitter. I mean, what are they going to do at this point?
Dude, they did it. Well, okay. Yeah. You say that. But the last time I literally showed pictures from a DC property, I got a strike. Okay, and they were all over Twitter. They were all over Facebook.
Wasn't that a video? Weren't you showing a video or something?
No, I showed no video. It was all pictures from the Flash, and that's what I got. So, but I thought, hey, you know what? Maybe I could show them this way. From a website.
Yeah, if it's an article, then blame the website.
It's an article, right? Exactly. So this is from the Direct. Black Adam leaked set photos revealed Dwayne Johnson's costume and Hawkman gear. So There's
I love the
article,
word- when you use the word
stuff we already know, article, stuffy stuff. And then, hey, look
It's
at
a
there.
bike.
It's a bike. Is this a
Or it's
Thanagarian
a-
ship?
Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, the Thanagarians are like, I'm trying to remember. Why am I blinking out? That's like the Hawkman people, right?
Yeah, that's the standard.
Okay.
Well, okay. Thank you for being here, RJ. Go read up on some DC stuff. No.
It's like 3 a.m. My brain's not working.
That's like the Hawkman people, right? That's like the Hawkman people.
Where do you live, RJ? What state?
If I told you, you'd just make fun of me.
I'm gonna do that anyway. Seriously, because I know you got family here.
I'm sorry. I feel like Joaquin Phoenix is Joker right now. That's real too. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. If I told you, I feel like you'd just make fun of me. Oh, sweet Jesus. He's not comfortable.
It's fine. I can answer it.
I feel bad for RJ sometimes though, because like RJ gets people wanting him to take his clothes off, or show his
Whoa.
Where do you live? What's your address? What's your
I'm
social
just curious
security
because
number?
you guys in different time zones and different places.
Oh no, I'm in Alabama.
Alabama? Oh, I've been there. I graduated AIT there.
Oh really?
Redstone Arsenal, Huntsville.
Oh nice.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
I sound like a Maryland guy. I was born in Vegas.
I was born in Vegas too, man. Yeah, he's another Vegas guy. We got a lot of Vegas connection.
I'm from LA. I'm here on business. I'm in Vegas on business. It's been a while.
Yeah, but you're in Vegas though. So,
Yeah, I'm in Vegas. I live here. I have a business here, but if I
That's so weird to say. It's like, no, I'm from LA. I'm only here strictly for business. I
came out of basic training. I was a minor when I graduated basic training in AIT.
Mhm.
So I came here. My goal was to start a business in Southern California. But when my parents moved here, when they opened up Treasure Island and all the new hotels, my dad got a job here after he retired from the Air Force. And while I was in basic training, they moved here. So I moved here, and then always the indication was I was going to go back to California as soon as I got on my feet and got my civilian legs under me, and because I was a reservist. And it just never happened. It just ended up being a lot cheaper at the time to get it done here, and then I did it here the next year. So
okay, so I want to get you guys' opinions on this. Opinion on something, okay? So I did this fun little thing for church. I literally was like playing with my action figures. This is we do like a video announcement things before our services start, right? And we got like a trunk or treat coming up, right? And so like
I love trunk or treats.
Yeah, so like I did this fun little thing for my church. Now, mind you, I just threw this thing together. Like I didn't even it's not like I put a bunch of time into this, but like I really kind of liked my Joker here. Like, I feel like if I applied a little bit more to it, I think I've played for you guys the video game that my brother-in-law was developing, where I did this voice is very much like Mark Hamill Joker, but like when you see the Joker, you guys tell me what you think.
My friend Batman. Hello, citizens of Gotham. I mean, DMC. I'm Batman, and I'm inviting you all to take part in a very special mission with me at our Trunk or Treat event at the Hub parking lot, Wednesday, October 20th, from 6 to 8 p.m. This year's theme is Heroes versus Villains. It's gonna be a fun time for all ages. There'll be food, karaoke, prizes, inflatables, and of course, candy.
Hi, Batsy. You know, you can't have heroes versus villains without the villains. We might just have to crash your little party. We'll take all of your candy, DMC.
Not if I and the fine citizens at DMC have anything to say about it.
Oh, Batsy, why so serious? It's gonna be a fun time. Don't be such a party pooper. There'll be plenty of candy for everyone.
Make sure to join us and wear your best costume. Superman and I are coming as a rock band. candy.
So
that's actually pretty good. Actually,
there's something stupid that I was doing.
That's not bad.
So I told you guys.
Some of the CG stuff I film here. I have to give you some of the stuff that we film for movies, like for Candyman. Oh, jeez. I got to figure out what we're gonna do for Doom. When are you guys coming to Vegas?
We got to figure that out.
I'm hoping soon. Hopefully, we'll see.
All right. So the first photo here shows a spacecraft, which may be a Thanagarian ship. Yes, it's
yes, the race of hawk-like beings. Yes,
the race of hawk-like beings, like Hawkman,
or AKA Hawkman's people.
like a Thanagarian snare beast. There you go. And then of course here's Hawkman. Here is.
What do you think of the helmet?
I like it.
I dig it, man.
I like it. It's just.
I see Zack Snyder all over this. I see Snyder influenced costumes.
I do too. I would say though my only nitpick, it's just a nitpick. The wings might be a little too. I don't know if they're too long or too. I don't know.
For flight, you mean, or what?
No, I'm just saying like the wings on the helmet just look a little weird. I'm sure it'll look better in the movie. It's just that they just look like they're just like a little too long. You know. I don't know.
That's
DC Talk with Extended. What's up, buddy?
That's how they draw them in the comics. If you ever look at a version of that McFarlane did, he over exaggerates them. But
it looks too straight. It should be like, I don't know, it should be extended downward a little bit more, you know?
You talking about back?
Well, I just mean like looking at like, you know, artwork of Hawkman, his wings are much more protruding, like, you know how it's just like it looks like two sticks? I'm talking about like they should be more in depth downward, you know, more detail, more feathers and stuff. That's like my only nitpick. I like how it looks. I'm seeing like it's just a nitpick.
I see where you're coming from.
I don't know that we're seeing the full thing though. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
but you know what I'm saying? Though it looks like just like two sticks pointing out. There's no like depth to the wings.
There's probably some post production too that we're missing out on here too. So.
Well, I think too that like I don't know that these are like completely done because they're different ones. I mean,
well, there's different hierarchy amongst the Thanagarians. So,
well, they all say Hawkman though. This one says Hawkman hero.
Hawkman without wings.
Yeah, Hawkman.
And there's a photo of it with just the one wing. Yeah, so it seems like it's probably like battle damage. Probably like I'll probably get his wings knocked out during a fight or something.
I'll be honest with you, man. You know which one I've had people make fun of it a lot, but you know which one I've really dug as far as the helmet goes, and that is the one from Smallville. The helmet from Smallville looks really good. Have you seen the helmet from Smallville?
I'm looking at it right now. No, I don't mind it. You know, it looks a little. I can understand why some people might say it looks a little goofy, but I don't mind it.
I mean, it's very comic booky.
Yeah.
You know,
I guess that's what I mean. I just wish the wings were a little bigger. You know, not just like two little sticks. Maybe they'll have more depth to them when we see the actual, like, you know, movie completed. I'm just saying, like, I just wish they were a little wider.
Hawkman helmet, Smallville. Let's show it to everybody here.
But just like even the comic one, it's kind of like a good look of what I would like was looking for it to be.
Dang! Now I kind of want to cosplay Hawkman. Wait a second. This is crazy. If these are pretty decent. Hold on a second, because I pulled that up and then like, of course, you know, it wants to sell me something.
Where's all the keyboard ads?
Oh, hold on. Oh, how is that a cosplay helmet? If that person had it like in their hands,
I don't know.
Like, did you see that?
That's the image they used before they 3D printed it. That's neat.
Okay.
I gotta give.
I mean, because I'll be honest with you. I mean, like, if that's like, yeah, I guess. I mean, if that's like human size.
But you see what I mean, though, Enosh? I'm talking about like the wings, a little more width to them. You know?
Yeah, I mean, look at. I'll be honest with you. I dig. Can you guys see
that?
That
reminds me of the
I can see it.
Hawkman.
I dig this though. It's very comic book accurate looking. I mean,
I like it more than the one from the Arrowverse.
Oh heck yeah. I mean, look, I've had people. I can't remember who used. Oh, it was Zeverfet used to tease me about this because he said it looked absolutely horrible, and I'm like, because it has wings, because he was like, yeah, look at all feathery wings and stuff, and I'm like, dude, look at him. I mean, dude, he looks pretty good there, man. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just, I mean, when you look at like Hawkman in the traditional sense, you know, and then you look at like this, you know, his Hawkman outfit in Smallville. I mean, there was the helmet right there. You know, it's a pretty decent helmet, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like I said, I like the way the one from Black Adam looks.
And I'll tell you what, Dr. Fate.
Oh, I cannot wait. If they do a costume reveal of Dr. Fate for Black Adam at DC Fandom, I'm gonna be so excited.
Now that, I'll be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking
If they
forward to
keep
seeing
DC
Dr.
Fandom to stuff like Black Adam and Batman and don't announce anything else, Black Adam, Batman, and some of the stuff that we already know that's pretty much done, they could pretty much it'd be a placeholder.
Yeah.
That's all I'm looking for DC Fandom to be as a placeholder.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing though is not even. I mean Hawkman, the helmet's cool and everything, but
Yeah, we're getting to that. We're getting to that. In a second.
But yeah, it is definitely Snyder inspired.
H Bart's here with the $5 super chat. Thank you. H Bart says, I plan on coming for the party as Kermit, trying to get Elmo to come.
All right, never mind. My mind's up to an Enosh place.
You know, come on, Kermit and Elmo a trunk or treat.
Just read RJ. Read the sentence out loud again, or to yourself, and look at Enosh.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. There you go.
Sorry, H Barts, you ordered that one a little too wrong there.
To the wrong person.
I thought you were reacting that way because, like, I don't want them a trunk or treat. I was just like, what?
No, not a trunk or treat. No, so Tiffany and I, we throw an adult Halloween costume party every year, and it's by invitation, and so we're hoping that D'Al's going to be here, actually, him and his girlfriend. And
oh, really?
Well, yeah, and hopefully Wonder Meg. We've invited the Colberts, so we'll see if they come. But
is it going to be furries?
What's that?
Is it going to be furries?
No.
Why would you ask that, William?
Well, okay,
No
come
way.
on. You act like asking that would be the most shocking thing.
I don't even think Enosh knows what a furry is.
I know what a furry is.
Knows what
Oh,
a furry
okay,
is.
okay.
I know what a furry is, but
or the diaper
yeah.
people. They're the ones that grow.
No.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
That's what you should cover. Like, does that do it for Elmo? I don't know what does it for Elmo. I'm not quite sure. But no. So the thing is, yeah, it's not that kind of adult party, Zeno. It's not that kind of adult party. It's just that we just don't invite kids to it because, except for I did have a friend one year. He came as Commissioner Gordon, and he brought his son, and his son was like 9, and I was like.
Is his son Robert Gordon or something, or Joker?
No, but he's a friend, but like he brought his son just like as Spider-Man or something, and his son was like 9 years old, and like it specifically said it's an adult party, right, for adults to just come and just chill, and and we play games, and we actually do a fun thing at the end of the night. We we were talking about Blair Witch Project last night, right? So what we do is you remember in Blair Witch Project where they had to go out in, where Heather is sitting there with the camera and she's like apologizing to everybody, that she got everybody out there and killed and everything. So what we do is we take a video camera and we have people go out into our backyard by themselves in the dark, and they have to film this little like close-up thing about how they came to the party and everybody died because of them, and they have to apologize for like in character, whoever they are. They have to apologize in character to whoever they want to apologize to. So we've had everything from like Dorothy to the Joker to Tiffany being Harley Quinn. My favorite though was my friend Jessie, who showed up as a skunk, and she just literally like gave little squeak sounds and stuff. And so that was fun. That's usually the last game that we play of the night, is that we all do, and then we all watch them because they're all funny because nobody knows what anybody else has done. Until we watch it on the TV. So everybody comes in the living room, we watch it on the TV, and that's really funny. So
That sounds like
yeah.
fun. Isn't it?
It is fun. It is fun. So I'm looking forward to those guys showing up. So Elmo, yes, you need to be here, bro. Yeah, come along with him.
That's all the way in Michigan.
Yep, all the way in Michigan. Okay, so this was cool. We got some Thanagarian stuff, but this is the stuff.
That's the big thing right there. It kind of sucks
Nobody
though.
cared about that. Okay, what else is on here? Is there anything else on here?
Hey, Walt Disney.
There's the keyboard ads. There's
the keyboard ads. Yeah, there's the keyboard ads. You can tell I was looking for keyboards. Yeah. All right. Okay. So
Listen,
back up here.
I think it looks great, but I gotta say, it sucks that this leaked out ahead of time because I wish they could have kept this a secret till DC Fandom. I know they probably did it on purpose, or they're flowing stuff to generate hype. But I wish they would have kept it a secret because they're gonna release a picture of like the entire cast in costume, right? It would have just had more impact if the suit didn't leak ahead of time. That's all.
I think if they're smart, they should have The Rock come out in that costume.
Oh, like last year when he was like narrating the panel, have him come out in costume this time.
Have him now come out in a costume.
That'd be amazing.
This leak in comparison to that would mean nothing. If they show him in costume and they show like a little preview, even if it's only 10, 15 seconds, that's enough to get you hyped. Because I think this movie's going to be big for them if they handle this right.
Do you think we're going to get like just the cast in costume, like pictures, or do you think we're actually going to get like some kind of like footage?
I think you're going to get some footage.
If we get footage, it'd be amazing.
This movie right here is and this in the Flash is the last gasp of the current regime trying to show that the incoming people that we can still function. This is it for them. They have 2 movies to prove that with.
So I'll tell you this, Elmo and H Barts. So this our party is more like just a big fun hang. It's like a big fun hangout. Like that's all it is. You know, that's
they're gonna show dressed up as Elmo. You know that, don't you?
I need to know what Enosh's favorite NES, Super NES, and Genesis games are. I'm all about retro, though I do play current games. So if I'm doing NES, the main ones from when I was a kid, man. So you got like original Mario, Mario 2. Not a big fan of Mario 3, to be quite honest with you. It's all right. Mario 2 was my favorite though. Contra is my favorite. I even like Contra 2, Super Contra, Super C. I like Mike Tyson's Punch Out all day long. I could play that game all day long. You know what game I started playing like recently that like I never played when I was a kid, but I started like was Jaws: The Revenge.
Oh.
It's such a bad game, but it's kind of fun. Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I mean, I love Dr. Mario. Man, I kick some butt on Dr. Mario and Tetris and oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of what else.
Did you play like any like side scrollers or like beat 'em up games or anything like that?
I mean, like I got Battletoads. I like Battletoads.
Okay. I was wondering like you played like Zelda or Mario, that kind of stuff.
So no, well Mario, yeah, that's what I just said.
Well, I mean like Super Mario World or something, you know.
No, so I never had a Super NES. Never
okay.
had a Super NES. I went straight from my Nintendo to a Genesis. I never did the Super NES thing. Yeah, and
no N64.
No N64. Nope. I went straight from one to the next, and then the next thing was a PlayStation 2. So
that's a lot. That's a long gap.
Yeah, well, because I just didn't play video games for like the longest time. I like other like now I've got a ton of games, man. I've got all the Star Wars games for NES. I've got I mean RC Pro-Am, games like wrestling back in the day. I mean all those original ones, you know, that came with the systems and stuff. My gosh, I'm trying to Gyromite, Mega Man, but you can't find those anymore. I mean, like to find Mega Man now is just it's ridiculously expensive. Ridiculously expensive, yeah. I'm trying to think of what else, man. Castlevania. I played a little bit of Castlevania. I wasn't into Zelda because I just wasn't into that kind of play. You know, like those kind of games. Like I just like I remember I bought Legend of Link, right, when it came out, and
for that.
Yeah, I took it back. My grandma like fought with the people to take it back because like I hated it, and so
Legend of Link was a lot harder than the first game.
That was my first Zelda game. Was Legend of Link. So like
that's a bad one.
I started playing it. And I'm like, What the heck? You know what game I want to go back and play though as an adult now that I remember being a kid and not being able to figure out was Gogol 13. Did you guys play Gogol 13?
Nope, never heard of it.
That game was super hard. I could not figure that.
Did you
game
play
out.
Ghosts and Goblins back in the day?
Yeah,
a couple of times. Yeah, a couple of times.
That game's really hard.
Did you ever play Castlevania 3? Not the first one, but 3. Castlevania 3. I had to call the hotline on that game because there was a hotline that you could call.
Yes, kids. Back in the day when we had a thing called the telephone.
The Nintendo hotline. I remember this.
It was in Seattle, and you would call, and it would, as long as you were willing to pay the long distance fee, we'd call. I could not beat that game. That game was hard as hell. Granted, it was years and years and years ago, and that's why I realized that back then I could never be a gamer because I was obsessed with defeating that game. Yeah. I wouldn't show up to places to defeat that game. And could you imagine now with all the gamers and being at the gamer chairs and all the headsets and all the networking now at high speed? I would literally have nothing but the game. I would have no business. I would have no job.
Oh yeah. Well, that's me too. Yeah. That's me too. Like I got too much stuff going on to get into because nowadays games you have to invest so much time into, and everything. And so every once in a while I find a game that I really like, and I finished I'll be on Tron Evolution when that came out years and years ago. Like I got addicted to that game, and I would not stop until I beat that game. And then last year when the pandemic started, I started on Battlefront 2 because I'd been wanting to start on Battlefront 2 for the longest time.
Oh, like the campaign?
Yeah, and so I did the whole campaign, and the thing is my family was making fun of me because I would literally be screaming at the television some nights. But it took me like a week and a half, and I beat the game, and but the thing was that I was getting so pissed off, and my kids always tease me because I don't play a lot of games, but it's not because I can't figure a game out and play it. It's just because I have other things that I want to spend my time doing. You know what I mean? Whether it's, messing with my toy room, whether it's, making videos or making content or, there's so many video ideas and content ideas, guys, that are in my head that if I swear to God, if I had time to make, I could fill a channel all day long with, shows and ideas and stuff. But I just don't get to. I mean, and let alone the fact that I'm a musician and there's so many things that I want to record and songs and, you know what I mean? There's just way too much stuff in my head. And so the thing is that I was getting so pissed off at that game. And I guess Isaac said to Tiffany, I don't understand why Dad is so upset at that game. It's not that hard. And so after I beat it, I was talking with everybody. I said, I finally beat it. And they were teasing me. And they're like, yeah, but it's not really that hard of a game. And I said, well, yeah. Well, then one of them figured out that I beat it on Jedi mode.
Mm.
Because when I had just started, I was like, yeah, I'll put it on Jedi mode. Not even thinking about that was the hard mode or whatever, one of the harder modes. And so then after that, Isaac changed his tune and he was like, yeah, I got to respect him a little bit because he actually beat that game on Jedi mode. Yep. Okay. It wasn't like I picked the easiest mode just to beat the game, whatever. But then of course I went to Sega Genesis, and with Sega Genesis, I mean, I grew up with games like the original Mortal Kombat. Okay. You also
secret characters. The secret characters you could find in there.
Yeah, and the blood. You had to punch in the code and everything on your controller.
When you had to get the guy at the end, was it not Reptile, but
Smoke?
Yeah, Smoke. And you had to wait till the moon came across. Yeah.
Yeah. So that also NBA Jam. I still jam out to NBA Jam every once in a while. I liked Madden. What was it? Madden 94. I loved Madden 94, man. I would play as the Lions, and I could actually get through a season, man, with Barry Sanders as the Lions, on that
Did
game.
The fans wear the bags on their heads in the video game?
What's that?
Did the fans wear the bags on their heads in the video game like they did at the actual games?
Also, I like RBI baseball and stuff like that. It wasn't RBI baseball. There's some other baseball.
King Griffey wasn't King Griffey's RBI baseball?
Well, he had one, but that's not the one I was thinking of. There were some weird ones for games back then. But then also, I'll be honest with you. So you know what I have a copy of that is really, really hard to find? I remember playing Soul Calibur Benson's. But you know what I played a lot of, and I still have it to this day, and that is the Death and Return of Superman. It's a harder game to find. It came out on Super Nintendo and Genesis, and the Genesis version was better. But yeah, I still have that game to this day, and man, it covers the death and return of Superman just like in the comics, and they're designed like the comic characters were, and it's a side scroller, RJ, you know,
Mhm.
so it's like and you know, because I mean, like, remember, like, what were the games? It wasn't Bad Dudes, it was God, there was a couple of games like that there
There
were
was
fighter
stuff
games,
like
yeah.
Double Dragon and
Oh, where you take the bottle
Final
and shoot the guy
Fight.
over the head. Double Dragon, Final Fight. There was
Yep.
one with the guy. Remember the guy with the machine gun on the wheelchair that would come out and slap you? Forgot the name of that one. Double something, but it was there was always tandem type games that you
Yeah.
could play.
Yeah.
They were
So so I, you know, so those were my games, man. You know, and yeah, and I'll still pull those. See, since you didn't have an NES, I take it you never got to play Death Super. No, actually, it was. I didn't even see this comment, Spherical Man. So it was on Genesis, and actually, the Genesis version was a little bit better, from what people have told me. So
Really?
yeah, because I played the heck out of that
Genesis
game.
was a superior machine at the time.
Oh,
Genesis
yeah.
was one of the
Oh, yeah.
best. That was, man, when Genesis came out, the graphics on that thing compared to what everything else that was coming out. There is a documentary, if you ever get a chance to watch it on A&E, about how video games and everything came up. And then the Nintendo, it's on the History Channel, and they show you how these game consoles came up from Atari all the way up till the modern stuff, and how it changed. It's one of the better documentaries I've ever seen. If I find it, I'll send you a link. But
Also,
especially
mind
for
you, I still have my original Intellivision 2.
Oh wow, you're old.
Right? I am old, but you know,
Dude.
like I never had an Atari. I never had an Atari.
Oh, you
but I
never had an
an
Atari?
I never had an Atari, but I didn't want an
dude.
Atari, to be honest with you, because I had my Intellivision, and I liked my Intellivision better than
Yeah,
my
but you
friend's
still had a couple
Ataris.
of years before Atari or television came out. You had like a 3-year window. What'd you do for those 3 years?
What are you talking about, man? Intellivision came out after Atari.
That's what I mean. You said you never had an Atari, but while all the other cool kids were playing Atari,
Dude, I was born in '76, man. Like
Okay.
I was like 5 when I got my Intellivision. I wasn't playing with video games. Like I'll tell you this, I was playing with video games. I was playing arcade games though. I was playing the heck out of Pac-Man, like when I was a kid, man. That's what I was playing. I was at the arcade, man. I wasn't at home playing. You know,
Wow.
like I'm not like you, dude. You got a couple of years on me.
yeah, Atari was good. The old man, I tell you, that was one of the great memories of my childhood when the old man came in with the Atari and this huge ass box that it came in, and it came with combat and the paddles and everything, dude. We wore that bad boy out. The color on the paddles was gone. I mean, that was just
So Zeno, I'll give you this, man. In television back then, the controller, like,
they didn't hold up.
Mine have. So I still have my original controllers and stuff, but of course I took really good care of my stuff too. I mean, the fact that I still have a working Intellivision that with tons of games and stuff, you know, and that's the way even my my Nintendo is. My Nintendo's great like that, and I've cleaned all my games and stuff, taken care of everything, and put a new 72-pin connector in there, and yeah, man. I love my old game systems, and then Tiffany actually bought for me the Intellivision.
You get the retro?
Yeah, well, not the Amico yet, but the last thing, the little unit that they put out that was like a contained unit that had like 30 games in it or whatever.
Yeah,
so I've got
yeah.
that. So I've got that too. You know. So you know what video game that I loved on in the arcade too, that I actually had. You remember when they did those little plug and play games for a while?
Oh, in the early 2000s. Yeah, I remember that. I used to have a ton of them.
So I had the Miss Pac-Man one, and I every once in a while I play Miss Pac-Man, because Miss Pac-Man was my favorite game, and it was the Miss Pac-Man one. But you could use the little ball controller, and you could turn it sideways, and they had pole position on there, and I love pole position. Like that was my favorite.
I remember
my favorite racing.
Remember Afterburner?
Afterburner.
You
Heck yeah.
had to get in the. You had to get it. You could get in the thing with you like when we played at Pal Station. When I was here, when I used to come to Vegas as a kid, and that was like the best game they had.
The funny thing, Captain James Biggins. Here's the funny thing, like when you look at so just a couple years ago, I think it was like right before COVID hit, I started like accumulating a lot of Nintendo games and like actually cleaning my Nintendo games. That's when I replaced my own 72-pin connector. I would clean I got the equipment to clean my video games because we'd all blow into the cartridges and stuff, and that was actually making it worse. We thought it was making it better, but it was actually putting condensation onto the gold plate connectors. And so like there's this special eraser that you can get that like I never even noticed this, but like when you take apart that cartridge, there's nothing to it. There's just a little tiny circuit board in there. And then what you do is you take this little special eraser and you erase all that condensation off, and they're brand new, man. It's like good as gold. You just clean that stuff off, and man, they play just like brand new, and yeah, man, I've really enjoyed getting back into my old video games and stuff like that. But just to finish this up, your first one was in N64. Big Dub says I was born in '84. My first system was Atari. Yeah, I just got to skip Atari. A lot of my friends had Atari. A lot of my friends had an Atari. And I just was like, I don't know. I went straight from my Intellivision to a Nintendo. And then says your Intellivision was an anomaly. Yeah, of course. Though,
yeah, they had a reputation for falling apart. That was the only thing about Intellivision back in the '80s.
Yeah,
they had a because my dad used to work at a place called Fedco back in California, and he would work in the returns area. And one of the number one return thing was Intellivision because the battle they would break. I mean, I don't know if the intensity of people would play them, but yeah,
I think
so.
Have
to switch them back.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm looking at these at these Black Adam costumes, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, that's just kind of what I expected. I mean, I don't know what everybody else expected, but that's
right out of Man of Steel, man. It looks like the same. I want to look up the costume designer. Who's the costume designer for Man of Steel, and I want to see who it is for this guy. I wonder if they're the same people. To be honest with you.
It does look straight up out of Man of Steel, which is interesting to me too, especially like with these little wings on the side.
Yeah.
You notice this? I mean, these little it's even got that.
if you really zoom into the suit, it's like super detailed. There's like artwork on the suit itself.
Yeah, there's hieroglyphics. There's
hieroglyphics. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, that didn't go over. So okay, I clicked on it. I'm gonna hold on a second. I'm gonna bring this up here.
I can't wait for this movie. This movie's gonna be
on Twitter.
This could be their $1 billion movie if they handle it right. To be honest.
Okay. Is that showing?
Yeah, I see it.
Did that blow it up?
Yeah,
okay,
it did. Yeah.
Okay. So let me see if I can bring it up a little closer here. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Let's see if I can bring it up a little closer. No, it's on Twitter. I hate that about Twitter. It won't.
You have to download. You have to download it and then upload it again.
Yeah. Well, I've got that, but I'm kind of scared to show it off.
Is there any way you can use your mouse to zoom in at all? I know my laptop, I can just
No, it's not. Let me do it. Hold on a second. This is what I'll do. I'm just gonna do it. Hold on a second, because I've got it. We'll see what they do. Who knows what they're gonna do? But whatever. We don't care. Thought I told you that we don't care.
We don't care.
He's very mellow.
Hold on. Well, whoops. Did we lose this? Oh, I thought we might have lost somebody there for a second. Okay. Here we go. I got it. All right. Yeah, we'll take a nice close look at these because we need to. It's an important thing. All right, here we go. So this, yeah. First, closer you get. There's a lot of detail on there. I do think it's kind of funny though of how it's got these little wing things just like the Man of Steel suit. I mean, it's very reminiscent of like you said, of the Man of Steel suit. This is kind of interesting. I'm interested to see how this actually looks because some of this looks really rubbery.
Well, yeah, it's probably again, these are the suits that he and the stuntmen wore on set. Do you notice the wear and tear on the emblem though? As you get further down?
Yeah, like battle armor. Well, plus in these. Well, maybe they're not.
It's like fading away.
Well, they're not colored either because look here, there's gold on the arm here on the biceps, but there's not on these ones. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the wear and tear on here, but then also this is gold around the neckline. No gold.
I bet you anything there's CGI going over all that yellow. All that yellow glows throughout the movie.
You think so?
Yeah.
Do you think? Okay, so does Black Adam take place in the past? Right, all of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so even the stuff in with the Justice Society, it's all in the past, right?
Correct.
So is there a chance that maybe something happens to Black Adam? He gets like stuck in time, or he's
Well,
like,
yeah. The story of Black Adam is he was Shazam's original choice, and he chose evil, and so he was exiled and banished. He was banished.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if like that's why the suit looks like it's like aging or wearing down. Is because it's going to show like the process of like going through time. Like 60 years later.
And he fights different. He awakens in different eras and fights the heroes of that era. Mainly the Justice Society was the first ones he encountered with. So, but yeah, unlike Billy Batson, he pretty much stays. He doesn't transform into Tess that much. He is who he is for the most part. So he would be wearing that the entire movie. And he doesn't have a. I'm glad he doesn't have a cape.
He says, "Are you sure those wings aren't just the lightning bolts around the bicep, but the Rock's arms are just so massive that they look like that out of the suit?" I mean, that doesn't look like lightning bolts to me.
Nah, it looks like an Egyptian bracelet. If you look at an upper
Yeah.
Egyptian bracelet, the uneven bracelet, that's what it looks like from what I can see here.
Yeah,
and it's Egyptian inspired. I mean, you can see the arms. The whole suit looks like a wall inside of a tomb, which makes sense because that's where he gets his powers from a different source, depending on what version of Black Adam. Originally, he got his powers from the same wizard in the same way, but as they retconned him, he gets his powers. So his Shazam means something else. Like his S means something else.
I think that it's going to look darker on screen than what it looks here. I don't think that it's going to be so gray. I mean, yeah, it does look kind of gray, but
well, that lighting is different too. Plus, you
got bright lighting and all that stuff. Yeah, I think it'll look different. ColecoVision. I had a friend who had a ColecoVision. Wow. Played Zaxxon and Donkey Kong on ColecoVision.
I'll turn into old man screen and stream in a minute.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be more dark in the film. Yeah, and obviously there'll be some kind of lightning
because those hieroglyphics will probably glow and do things.
Yeah,
those hieroglyphics probably mean something, and they'll probably do things. This movie now. This is the kind of hype I need from DC films. This is the way they should be handling just about everything. They really need to like I said, DC fandom should have The Rock wearing this or in some type of trailer, even if it's a short trailer. Because like the Batman, they gave you a trailer, and that movie was only a quarter of the way done. So this movie is way more done than the Batman was at that point. So we could get a trailer. If you get a trailer at Fandom, that whole event's a success. A trailer for Batman.
I think so too. Yeah,
that's it. Don't worry about announcing these projects that are never going to happen. Focus on the ones that you have. And that you know that are going to get done, whether these guys are employed or not, and just move on. And their animated stuff, but
Benson's here with a £5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mark. Don't forget, guys. Anyone who gives a super chat or is a member or a patron, you're in the running. Or if you give anything via any of the other means, like Frank E did last night with the PayPal. Links are in the description. You're automatically in the running for this Thomas Wayne Batman that will be given away tomorrow night here on the show, courtesy of Benson's Emporium right there. So everybody thank Mark for blessing us with this, and we also got some giveaways from Mark. So thank you, Mark, for being a wonderful sponsor of the show. We appreciate it. He says here, I worked for Atari UK and was part of the Atari Lynx team. Wow. Pole Position was one of the biggest games. I still remember the battery shoulder pack. I never had the Atari Lynx.
Really? It wasn't. It by the time the Lynx came out, it had so much competition across the board. Not a lot of people had it, but it was. I forgot what year that it came out because I remember the commercials for it.
No, I remember. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it was like by that time though, everybody else had. Atari was pretty much getting into the business of providing everybody with games.
Well, William, you and I have like a unique experience, right? Because like we experienced the birth of video games, right?
Squares and dots.
Well, and the thing is that like people don't even know, man, because people look back and they don't realize like how sophisticated things were
my
for us and
gosh,
how
you
or
know,
unsophisticated it was for us, right? So like we had everything from an Atari or whatever, but we played a lot of handheld. Do you guys remember like the little wind-up hand games like that you'd have, and like you could like push a button and it would like your little spaceship would like jump over like little plastic things, or remember those little things you'd fill up with water and you try to get the rings on like things, right? And then those little, remember those Tiger Electronics games?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I had
Goodness.
baseball, and then I saw Batman.
Football, football.
Oh yes, I almost bought Batman.
Those things are worth so much money.
Heck yeah, I almost bought those, but it was so much. But then, of course, there were these.
Oh yeah, I had that. I have all three of those. I still have them. All three of those.
I mean, and just little red dots, man. But you know what? We loved. Remember the racing game where it's like you'd set the timer, and then like you had the little steering wheel, and it was just a little like thing on a stick, man. I mean, like.
But that's what we had, though. It was the best.
Exactly.
That's what we had.
Exactly, and it was
man.
That
Atari, when I first played Atari, I literally thought I was on the same level as the people from Starfleet in the Star Trek.
Right.
That's the technical. We were the first people on the block to have it, and I'm like, it was the first video game. It was in the early '80s, and it was just like now, and it was a dot and a square, and you shot another dot at 3 dots that made up a tank, and it was this awful ET game that you had to put together a phone. The Superman game was now by today's standards is awful. Empire Strikes Back, a game that you knew you were never going to beat, but it was still fun to play. And now you look at the stuff, it's like, holy cow.
I mean, it's so realistic. I mean, I often joke that I actually don't like some games nowadays because they're so real. Because like I don't feel like I'm playing a game. I feel like I'm experiencing a show or something like that. Yeah, right. So Dat Dude Vince, actually, I know what this is. Like, I actually watch Angry Video Game Nerd videos still.
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
He's still around. He's still doing his thing.
Still around.
What channel was that on? Or was that on?
Cinemassacre, man.
It should have been. It was on. Was it on G4 before when G4 was a thing?
It was on Screw Attack. It moved to Screw Attack for a few years.
Do you remember G4? G4 was so cool. Do you remember the cartoon that was on there with little pixelated guys? What was that called? It was a cartoon.
I just remember how bad G4 ended. That's all I can.
That I know, but that does anybody in the chat remember that there was a cartoon on G4 that was like little pixelated guys?
Code Monkeys?
Yes, Code Monkeys. Yes.
I remember
that show like would have been great on like a like an Adult Swim nowadays, but like the humor was a little raunchy, but like not too bad, but it was really funny. And for anybody that grew up during that time, man, with video games and
they're bringing G4 back, right?
Are they?
They're bringing G4 back in name.
It's coming back next year.
Yeah,
it's gonna have Adam Sessler back. It's gonna have
Well, what's his name hosted the show that was like a lot like Tosh.0. What was that show?
But remember how G4 was gutted before its end, though. I don't think that. Yeah, that was.
I mean, you got Xavier Woods there. You got the Completionist there hosting stuff. I mean, it could be interesting.
Yeah, that wasn't pretty. You could do a whole documentary on how that kind of went the south, kind of real. I don't know. I heard
Big Dub says I had Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
I wasn't that desperate though. I remember those. I was too violent as a kid.
Wasn't that desperate?
Nah, we the old man. We bought stuff like that, and it lasted 3 hours. Yeah.
See, I got that right there.
Yeah, the little buttons. He would bring them home by 5, and by about 7, we would have broken them. Yeah.
Who will win?
They had a Rocky one. Remember the Rocky and Mr. T one?
Come on, somebody win.
They would do that.
It's never ending, just like Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
Oh!
Evil won. Evil was triumphant.
Oh, jeez.
Ray Porter won.
That's another thing. If you get those early, because like I said, kids like me destroyed those. That's why the old man stopped buying them.
Attack of the Show.
Yeah, I remember all that. I remember when Comic-Con, they would be right at Comic-Con. They would be broadcasting live from Comic-Con.
Spherical Man says they're going to do it on Twitch first.
Are they?
I mean, it'd be a lot.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be. It's not the same as it was. somebody has it and they're launching something. I forgot where this news came out, and there's something that's being launched that coincides with bringing this back, and I don't know if it's the same. But I heard when it was announced, there was a lot of skepticism about it. But G4 at it tight was fun. I mean, you just could learn. I could turn it on in the store and just leave it there. That was like safe programming for.
That dude Vince is right. Ray Porter always wins. But yeah, can you imagine like Darkseid versus Black Adam? That'd be cool.
Dude,
it really shouldn't be. It depends on which Darkseid though, because remember, Darkseid, a New God, is really, slapping around. He literally could slap around Superman, and it would take everything Superman had to.
I know.
Black Adam should really get crushed by him.
Yeah, but look, I'm hoping that Shazam 3 ends up having Henry Cavill in it, and shows a good. I would love a fight between Shazam, Superman, and Black Adam.
I think he's going to be in Black Adam. I'm gonna bet money right now.
I don't think he's going to be Black Adam.
I don't think it's going to be a full-on fight, but I think he's going to be in there.
I would take that bet. I don't think he's going to be in Black Adam. I don't think they're going to do that. It doesn't make any sense unless Black Adam gets blasted to the future. It doesn't make any sense at all.
That's the story of Black Adam. That's literally the story of Black Adam. However this is going to end, this is going to end in modern times.
But why? Okay, but listen, there's too much going on in Black Adam already. You have to introduce the character, but you have to introduce the character. You're going to have the Justice Society. I mean, first of all, to try to have the Justice Society is going to be weird, and it's kind of a retcon of DCEU anyways, because where
were these guys earlier?
Where the heck was Wonder Woman?
They could be the Age of Heroes. I mean,
no, that wasn't the Age of Heroes.
But you could retcon. You could retcon this really easy. That's not going to be a hard thing to do. But I'm not saying you can.
It's a multiverse.
Yeah. Well, plus it's a narrative issue. It's a narrative licenses if you need to do that, obviously, especially if you're going to tie it up. But I would see him in there for a little bit. But yeah, he ends up in our modern time.
Yeah, I get that, but I just think it's too much really to kind of introduce, Superman in general. I know that The Rock wants to take on Henry Cavill's Superman, and I'm all for that. But I just think it's too much in.
I think The Rock got him in there as a cameo.
I don't know, man.
Even if it's at a post screen or post credits or something, I think he's somewhere in that movie, and it's going to lead to something bigger. It's not going to be the big thing, but I think he snuck him in there.
H Bart's here with a $5 super chat. Thank you. H Bart's says, "I love James Ralph, one of the few big YouTubers who is still humble."
Never. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to stay humble. No matter how big you get.
Oh no, RJ's today kind of seemed kind of conceited, man. Once he reached that 1,000, it was like,
wow.
He hits that 1,000 number. That's all right. Look, RJ. We all try to pay for a hotel room with a Casio watch at one point in our life.
I got a slight problem here. I don't have the 4250.
Do you have $17 and a good watch?
No, I don't. I have $2 and a Casio.
I'm gonna have to say goodnight.
Oh man.
Thank goodness.
So Benson's, I have not started Foundation yet. I'm almost done with Squid Games.
There's so much stuff to watch. Jesus.
I know that's my problem, man. There's so much good stuff that people tell me about. Like, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch this, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get through it all. What's up, Brian Scully? What's up, Brian? There's the guy.
Edward
right
Snowden
there.
in his picture. Is that his profile picture? Edward Snowden? Is that him?
That's Brian.
Oh, that's actually the guy.
That's Brian.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like Edward.
What'd you call him? You call him Snowden?
Edward. He looks like Edward Snowden in that picture.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know about all that now.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's a better close up of these, since I can do this now.
See those production dots on there? So there, at some point, it's one of those pictures has.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's got
post production dots on there. So this is gonna be a kick-ass movie. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I mean, and look, the design here, man. This looks. Well, that's not really battle damage. It's just under
That's under some bubble wrap there. Up at the top.
Yeah, there's a plastic film over it.
Yeah, so it actually has two, RJ.
Oh,
you see that? Yeah, it's just under some.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I know. No, my issue is that it looked like the one on the far right looked a little too pointy. The one on the left side shows more depth underneath, like the wing, so there's more detail. That was my concern. I thought it looked too
This
pointy.
one, you mean? This one?
No, the one on the far right. It looked like it was just like protruding out. It was just like two little sticks. That was my concern. I thought it was like two little sticks sticking out.
The top part?
Yeah, with like no depth to it underneath it. But now I see there's more detail underneath that part.
Yeah, dude. Look at the wing on that, man. That's nice. That is nice, actually. I really like that. And then here's we didn't even talk about this. This is like this is the body armor. Is that the body? Yeah, this is the body armor right here. You can kind of make out the hawk, maybe.
Yeah, you can.
You can kind of make out the hawk right there.
Yeah, because it crosses up. He has a.
Yeah. This looks interesting.
I think, like I said, this is. I think this stuff's going to get revealed in actual action on the 16th, which I think is a good move. Because it's time for us to start seeing him as Black Adam.
It's his armor. It's his armored car ass. That, and then I don't know, we didn't really get too close up. Whoops, I accidentally deleted it. Never mind. Okay.
All right, we're done with that.
We're done with that. That's all. That's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Brian says that's a first.
I thought that was his intention, was to look like, because a lot of people who get on the web, Edward Snowden's a hero to them. So I thought that was Edward Snowden's side.
When a pregnant woman goes swimming, she is a human submarine. Until next time.
I can't believe that somebody took the time to get dressed up and make that meme come alive.
Dude, it's hilarious. I love
it. It is, but I still can't. I see the meme all the time, and when I see that, it's like they took it to a new level.
They're hilarious. Well, hey guys, this was fun. Thank you guys for joining with me tonight. Go follow William at Sci-Fi Center on Twitter and all over the place. And if you're in Vegas, make sure to go check him out. Also, is it thescifcenter.com?
The Sci-Fi Center, THESCIFICENT.
Go buy some comics from this guy. Go buy some stuff. He's got all kinds of stuff on his website, man. Go check this guy's web. This guy is an awesome guy. Can I tell you something? Like, honestly, I love this guy. I'm so glad, William, that you found my channel and that we have hooked up the way that we have, man. You know, you finding me on Dave's show and everything, and coming over here, because you have literally become a presence here at the lounge, and people love you and they love to debate you. But no matter if anybody agrees with everything you say or not, I think everybody really respects you, William. And because I think that you say what you say with passion, and you know, and I love it. And I agree with that dude Vince, man. You need a channel. You need a channel.
I'm working on a lot of things right now.
I know.
It's really tough, but I will get out there. And like I said,
but we're glad to have you here, bro. We're glad to have you here, man, because I feel like you've really added so much to the lounge, and RJ too. RJ, man, RJ's kicking it, man. RJ, you are you're just killing it right now, man. You got your 1,000 subs now. Just don't get a big head. You know,
you got a train in the background.
Yeah, I know.
In the background.
It's actually, the train sound is actually my brain working right now on how I can milk this for all it's worth.
OnlyFans.
What are you trying to milk?
I don't know.
There's 1,000 followers now. Dude.
Sci-Fi Center Las Vegas. So if you look up Sci-Fi Center Las Vegas, you'll get it. But here, I will put a link. Here we go.
Cool.
Yeah, he's got some cool stuff in there. You got some toys and stuff that you're selling. I see that you got some My Little Pony stuff there, and
that was a joke, because we buy our pops in bulk, and every now and then we'll get one that just doesn't fit. I have a White Man Can't Jump one. I have a Marcus Mariota jump one that just doesn't fit what we're doing. But when you buy them in bulk, did you just get those things?
You get what you get, you know.
So I made a joke out of that.
So there's William's website right there, but you can check it out, thescificenter.com. And then, of course, RJ, where can people find you, sir?
Yeah. Resonant Justice, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Pretty easy to find, you know.
There you go. Post show. And let me see here if I can put in here. I was gonna try to put a link to our Discord here, because I tell you what, if you're not on our Discord, you're missing out. Our Discord is a lot of fun, and I think you guys would have a lot of fun if you're part of our Discord. Even if you don't like Discords, look, I get it, and I totally understand it. But our Discord is a lot of fun. Our good friend Cylon Scotty has really made a special place, guys, at our Discord. So I'm going to put this in here right now. Check out the Poindexter Lounge Discord. Look, there's not a lot of drama on that Discord. I know Discords can get. Look, I get it. Discords can get kind of. They're not they're not always fun. Okay, but ours is really great, and he has really made the Poindexter Lounge Discord a place where you're not going to get all that drama. When you sign up, our bot is Cyborg, and look, there are so many cool things on there. I mean, literally, people are sharing all kinds of stuff. You can share your artwork if you're into artwork. If you do artwork, you can share that there. We got a place for memes. Even we got a Marvel section, a DC section. We've got my gosh, we got a ton of stuff on the Discord. I'll just oops. We got a collectibles section. We got an art appreciation, a comic book talk, DC, Marvel, movies, music, Snyder Cut, Star Trek, Star Wars, TV shows, video games.
I'm on this thing. I got
heck yeah. You can level up, you get rewards. There's streaming on there. There's television shows that he's got on there, which is really cool. Plus, I still have to update it with a couple of our friends, but a lot of our friends, when they put out videos, like I know that YouTube gets kind of squirrely with this about updating you and like notifying you when shows are on. But if you're on here, you're going to get notified when everybody's going live. A lot of our good friends and stuff. And so I actually have to update that for a lot of our newer friends that we've had just come on board. So be looking for that. And like I said, there's just, follow that link, go join our Discord. Like I said, it's a fun time. And heck yeah. RJ, you need to boom tube over to the Enosh party.
Boom tube. Oh,
heck
man.
Yeah.
When is it?
It's later in October.
Okay.
It's like towards the end of October. I don't know if you could get up here. I mean, dude, if you can get up here, man, RJ, you are absolutely invited, dude.
It would be tough, but I don't know. Stranger things have happened. You never know.
All right. Well,
flights are cheap right now.
That's true, man. You can crash on my couch, bro. So we'll make it as cheap as possible for you, bro. That'd be fun. I'd love to see you in person, RJ, man, and give you a great big hug. So
I'm gonna tackle him.
Tackle him.
Hey, don't tackle me in the store, man. You don't want to break that stuff. I still need to get that signed Alex Ross comic.
Spirit, you ain't winning that bet, but yeah, okay.
Well, hey, thanks to everybody who watched tonight. Thank you guys to everyone who comes by and supports the lounge. Thank you to everyone who participated in the chat tonight, just talking and having fun. Thank you to everyone who gave super chats tonight. We're grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for just being great and supporting the lounge. We love you. We hope that you guys have fun when you come here, because we know that you have a lot of choices here on YouTube and a lot of places where you could spend an evening. And we thank you for spending it with us. And we thank you to everyone who is watching this maybe on the repeat. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for this being something important enough to you that you decide that you want to watch, even when it's not live. We're grateful to all of you. And if you're listening to this on Anchor, or not even on Anchor, but on any one of the podcast offerings, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate all of our listeners. So, hey, Poindexter Lounge, getting bigger and better every day. And we're glad that you guys are all along for the ride. Thank you guys. I love seeing you guys. Discord says I need to verify. I don't know what that means.
There's an email that sends you, and you have to.
Yeah, it should send. I think it sends you an email, and so you just have to verify. With
Yeah, verify your account first before you start.
Yeah, you have to set up an account. Yeah, you have to set up an account just so that you're all set. But once you do that, have some fun. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you to my guests. And hey, look, there's a lot of stuff coming up. Who knows? Will Santa Claus show up in the MCU? Don't know.
You never know.
You never know. There goes William. We never know.
William was outraged by that statement.
He was. Well, it's like I did earlier, and when I left at the very mention of that. But who knows? What will be the DC property that James Gunn develops next? We'll have to stay tuned. Will Fandom be any good? Don't know. Some of the stuff we just have to. He's back.
Oh, sorry.
You had the reaction that I had the first time I heard about Santa Claus, man. You're just no, I'm done. I'm done. I can't deal with that. But thank you guys for all that you mean to me. You guys make doing this a ton of fun, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter. Don't tell anybody that their fandom doesn't matter. But you know what? Seek to have good conversations and talk it out. And whether or not you're a Marvel fan, a DC fan, whether or not you're excited about Fandom or not excited about Fandom or whatever, it's all good. It's all good. As long as you respect everybody and treat everybody with kindness, we can debate all day long and have a lot of fun doing it. And if you do that, there'll always be a place for you all here in the Poindexter Lounge. Until next time, stay nerdy.